Follow the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago on Twitter. Our call sign is @TTParliament.
Good morning, colleagues. Oh, yeah, good afternoon. Wow. Good afternoon, colleagues. Day 3, Standing Finance Committee, Friday, October 12th, 2018. The meeting of the Standing Finance Committee will now resume. Use the mic, use the mic.
I need clarification on in our point of procedure. The Speaker of the House said when we started these proceedings that the speaking time for the Standing Finance Committee shall not exceed 5 minutes on each intervention, and the Minister will be invited to make a brief 5-minute opening statement. And Appendix 1 of the standing orders, our standing order, says in committee all members are allowed up to 5 minutes speaking time each. And I need some clarification as we proceed. Thank you.
And you're making that point, Member for Naparima, based on what your members are not given?
The fact that yesterday you said that we had to make a brief preliminary comment before the statement, before the question.
Right.
And my understanding is that we have 5 minutes at each intervention. Well, I have asked for clarification.
Okay, hold on, 1 second. Leader of the House and Chief Whip, I'd just like to suspend for 2 minutes. Could you just have a sidebar with me, please? Chief Whip and Leader. Okay, members. Shall we proceed? Okay, based on the point raised by member for Naparima, right, according to Appendix 1, time limit of speeches, page 71 of the standing orders, and continuing on page 72, just around mid-page, in committee, all members on limited periods not exceeding 5 minutes each. However, as the chair of the Standing Finance Committee, right, the determination of the length and the veracity of the content of the particular member will be determined. All right? Yes, you are allowed a preamble, but we're going to ensure that it's not prolongated to ensure that we waste time and we not topical. Fair enough, members? Right. Nice. So we shall proceed. Okay, members. Head 15. Head 15. Tobago House of Assembly. Head 15. Tobago. I know we are early in the morning. Early, still afternoon. I don't know why I'm still saying morning. Tobago House of Assembly. 2,210,630,000. I will now invite the Minister of Finance to make a brief opening statement, not exceeding 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, Deputy Chairman, the Tobago House of Assembly has certain powers, responsibilities, and authorities vested in it by virtue of Act number 40 of 1996. It is responsible for most things on the island of Tobago as a result of the fifth schedule, or the sixth schedule? The fifth schedule of that act. Tobago House of Assembly is responsible for most areas of government. There are a few exceptions, such as foreign affairs and aspects of national security. The Tobago House of Assembly is entitled to a percentage of the national budget by virtue of a decision of the Dispute Resolution Commission, which found that the Tobago Assembly allocation should be between 4.03% and 6.9%. It has been the practice for other governments to give the bare minimum of 4.03%, but this PNM government is giving them a little more. Thank you. More. A lot more.
Okay, I'd like
than
to...
UNC.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. I'd like to welcome the Chief Administrator of the Tobago House of Assembly and the other senior technocrats. Welcome to Trinidad. Honorable members, the question is that the sum of 2,210,630,000 for Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, stand part of the schedule. Honorable members, the sum of 2,210,630,000 for Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, is comprised of monies proposed for expenditure under the following subheads, and items to be found in the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. The draft estimates of the revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly, and the draft estimates of the development program. We now proceed to consider the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. Member for Tabaki.
Statutory bodies and Tobago House of Assembly. If you look at my book here, I start on page 2, right? Okay? And then I go to page 3 and page 4, then I go page 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I come back again, and I go back now, and I start from page 7, I have a page 6, a page 5, page 4, page 3, then I get to page 16.
Okay. So you're saying that it's not in order?
No, and then you go back up, and it's going backward, 2021.
All right. Okay, now in that book, we'll be starting on page 11.
But you understand the problem here?
Okay, I'll have the
Mr. Chairman,
clerks check it out.
I do not know what problem the member has,
You
but
want to
my
see?
book goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Right.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
All right.
20.
Okay, Minister of
21.
Finance. Thank you.
No, you want my
We have the correct
I
book.
don't know what your
It
problem
just
is.
seems that because the book I have in front of me also, the numbering is in order.
I don't know
So the
what your
clerk will just
problem is.
change.
This number is not enough.
So probably numbering is in order. So clerk, could you just ensure? Right.
No.
Right.
I don't know what your problem is.
So subhead 06, current transfers to statutory boards
This one
and
correct.
similar bodies, page 62. Item 001, Tobago House of Assembly, page 62. Honorable members, we will now move on to the draft estimates of the revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly. We are at page 11, Division 01, Assembly Legislature, Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, page 11. Item 001, General Administration, page 11. Chief Whip, your members are ready? Chief Whip? Nice. Subhead 02, Goods and Services, page 11. Item 001, General Administration, pages 11 and 12. I'll recognize Kuvanot.
Line item 16, under Goods and Services, Contract Employment. Chair, in light of the Tobago House of Assembly getting an increase, a very large increase for this fiscal year, upcoming fiscal year, it's quite unfortunate that the Chief Secretary and the Finance Secretariat isn't here to answer, but I trust that the goodly gentleman here would be able to answer. So line item, line 16,
Member, again,
contract employment.
Hold on 1 second. Goodly gentleman is the Chief Administrator of the
Yes,
Tobago
the Chief
House
Administrator.
of Assembly.
I apologize, Mr. Chair. So,
Members.
line item 16, contract employment. I see there an expenditure for fiscal year 2019, 2.542 million, with an increase by 542,000. Can we get some explanation for that, please?
Minister of Finance.
By all means. Firstly, that is not a mammoth increase. 500,000 in a
According to
$50
you.
billion budget is not a mammoth increase. Secondly, if you look at the 2017 actual, it was 2,529,000. The 2019 estimate is 2,542,000. So that is just $23,000 more. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just the allocation for their contract employees.
Minister, would we be able to get a list of the positions for contract employment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, will be provided. Subhead 03.
No.
Yep. Same
Yes,
page? Okay,
yes.
11 and 12.
Moving along to page 12, Mr. Chairman, line item 64, operation of constituency offices. Just a little bit of clarity with respect to the increase by 400,000 for 2019 to 4 million as compared to 2018, which was 3.6 million.
We plan to
Mr.
increase
Minister.
the number of seats in Tobago to 5.
Okay.
Any other?
No, but that's
Members.
a farcical answer.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Members.
Anyway,
Kumutu Manzelina.
this, by the way, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, this is constituency officers
Minister of Finance.
for the 12 assemblymen. If you look at the 2017 actual, it's less than the 2017 actual. And therefore, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Kumutu Manzelina, question?
You know, she takes me seriously.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to confirm what the minister indicated. So the constituency officers here represent the officers of the aldermen and elected officers of the KJ?
There are no constituency offices for aldermen
But
in Tobago.
For whoever it is, I'm asking.
There are no constituency offices for aldermen in Tobago. You're not listening.
Members, hold on.
Therefore, the question makes no sense. Please ask the question properly.
Assemblymen.
There
Assemblymen.
are 12 assemblymen in the House of Assembly. And each of them is entitled to a constituency office,
Okay.
which is financed by the Assembly. And this is the provision for that. And this year's provision is less than the 2017 actual.
Thank you.
Member for
You're
Sugar
welcome.
West.
Thank you. Just for purposes of clarity, does it include within these constituency offices the office of the minority leader?
That is not a constituency office. Really, member for Shogunas West, you are a seasoned parliamentarian.
I know.
That is not a constituency office.
It is questions for questions.
Come on, man. Yes,
okay.
it is.
Subhead,
You need lecturing.
Kuvanot on the same sub-item, or you're going forward?
14.
Okay, hold on, I haven't reached there yet. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases, page 12, item 001, general administration, page 12. I recognize Kuvanot.
Under line item 01, there were no allocations in 2017, neither 2018. However, there's 550,000 budgeted for 2019. Can you say how many vehicles or the intention of how many vehicles are to be purchased?
Minister of Finance.
2.
Thank you.
Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, page 12, item 007, households, page 12. Division 2, Office of the Chief Secretary, subhead 01, personal expenditure, page 13. Item 001, general administration, page 13. Item 007, public administration, page 13. Item 011, planning, page 13. Subhead 02, goods and services, page 14. Item 001, general administration, page 14. I recognize Couva South, and then I'll go to Couva North.
Just under 23 fees, I see in 2018 the estimates was 200,000, and in 2019 the estimates have moved to $1.3 million, an increase of 1.1. Could the minister provide some rationale for this movement?
There's quite a bit of litigation that they anticipate they'll be handling in 2019.
Yeah, anticipate, I didn't get that clear, Minister.
You got it?
No, I am
Repeat.
asking,
Yeah.
could you,
He said he didn't hear it that clear.
your response?
But he repeated what I said.
I
So
said,
therefore he got it.
Oh, gosh.
Mr. Finance, go ahead.
They anticipate, as you heard and repeated, quite a bit of litigation in 2019.
and in relation to the anticipation of litigation, could you guide us in terms of the matters that may result in litigation?
That will be provided.
That would be provided by
Me,
or what time frame?
as soon as possible.
Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 28, other contracted services, an increase by 500,000 to 1.5 for fiscal 2019. Can I get some explanation with respect to other contracted services?
Minister of Finance.
Just 1 second. Are you on page 15?
Page
14,
14.
Page 14.
28,
You are
other
on
contracted services.
item 28, page 14?
Yes.
Under goods and services?
Yes.
General administration?
Are you getting the info?
If you look at the actual expenditure for 2017, it was 3.6 million. so that a provision of 1.5 million in 2019 actually represents a significant reduction from the 2017 expenditure. It's simply an estimate.
Yes, but Minister, I would like to have or get an idea as to what type of other contracted services are included for this increase by 500,000. What type of services?
It's an increase over the 2018 estimate, but it's a reduction over the 2017
Agreed.
actual.
I'm interested in the type of services.
A list will be provided.
Thank you.
Carney East.
Kate, how many individuals are within that line item 16, contract employment, for the value of $14 million?
Line item 16, contract employment.
Okay, we'll get it for you in a few minutes.
There we go.
I'll ask the technical staff to provide the information.
Okay, so
So as soon as I get it, I will let
in the
the chairman
interim,
know, and we'll take it
Kumuto
from there.
Manzelina.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to add to line item 16, member for Caroni East asks for the number. I'm asking for the positions and if there are any positions that are vacant at this time, please.
That information will be provided.
Kuva South. Kuva North, sorry.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 37, janitorial services. In 2017, the figure was $831,092. In 2018, the actual was $500,000, which was a decrease, and now another increase in 2019 by $500,000 to make it $1 million for janitorial services. Can I get an explanation, please, for the Office of the Chief Secretariat?
New facilities will be occupied in 2019 that would require increased janitorial expenditure.
New facilities within the same building or a different building or?
In Tobago.
Where exactly?
Mill
New
Shelf.
facilities? Sorry?
Mill Shelf.
Okay, thank you.
I answered you, I know.
Right.
Yeah, well,
okay,
I didn't hear
okay.
you.
You're not listening.
All right, Minister of Finance. Kumuto Manzelina, you have another question?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 22. Can the Honorable Minister account for the decrease? Is it as a result of a termination of employment, or were these persons transferred to permanent employment, please?
By definition, short-term has a beginning and an end. So there's no question of people being transferred anywhere. This is simply a provision for short-term employment during the current fiscal year.
Could you indicate then how many persons have are no longer employed with the?
Remember, could you just speak a little?
There is no question of persons being no longer employed. By definition, short-term employment is for a period of a maximum of 6 months. It has a beginning and an end. When it comes to an end, there's no question of the person being no longer employed. It is short-term. This is simply a provision to allow the Assembly to hire persons on a short-term basis in fiscal 2019.
Kuva South?
Yeah, Chairman, I think my colleague was simply trying to find out how many persons' contracts came to an end, and I think the minister should be more facilitating.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
are you in a position
the members are mixing up the line items. This is short-term employment. The other discussion was on contract employment. You are mixing it up. We are dealing with short-term employment, which is for a maximum. It's a temporary form of employment for a maximum of 6 months.
Right. So short-term, member for Kuva South. So you have an additional question on that?
I was just trying to assist my colleague. She was trying to find out the numbers, and I think that the Minister of Finance must facilitate the responses that are being asked of him.
Okay, so the question is, you would like to find out the numbers that were on the short-term contracts. Could that information be provided?
No, Mr. Chairman, we're going forward, not back.
No, we're on the same line item, Mr.
Yes,
Minister.
but we are going forward. It's not persons who are on, it's persons who will be employed on a short-term basis.
Right. So will be,
I will certainly get that
for
information.
clarity. Okay, so the information will be provided. Oropuch East.
Very much on this very matter, Mr. Chair. Is the minister indicating that for the revised estimate for 2019, $1.5 million?
Which line item?
Short term 22.
Short term.
Is the minister indicating that a revised estimate for $1.5 million, and the minister will not provide a list of the names or the number of people who benefited by this item for the 2018 period when you had a revised estimate of $2 million?
The Speaker made a ruling a day or two ago that we are looking forward, not backwards.
Could I ask the minister, therefore, if you can provide an estimate of how many persons maybe, will be, or could be hired on short-term employment
I
in
think you
fiscal
were
2019?
asleep when I answered that identical question 2 minutes
The
ago.
information will be provided.
Clearly asleep.
Okay, Mr. Minister.
Well, you have to give
Kearney
them coffee
Central.
or something, wake them up.
Mr.
Minister.
Deputy Speaker, with all deference to you as Chair and to the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Finance cannot come
Mr.
here
Chairman,
in
is
this
this a
committee
question?
meeting.
Hold on.
Is this a question?
Minister of
He
Finance,
cannot
one
come
second.
here in this
Minister
committee
of
meeting
Finance, please.
and indicate that
Members,
he is not going to account
listen.
to
Is this a
2018.
question?
That is
Listen.
the purpose of this meeting.
Is this a question?
Members, I have given the member for Kearney East Central the floor. Let me hear your point.
Sir, I am saying that the Minister of Finance cannot come here and indicate that he will not answer questions on 20.
Is that a question?
And again,
Is that a question?
members,
question?
again, as the chair, the Minister of Finance has said it will be provided. He did not say he would not answer the questions. Right, but point has been made and has been noted.
Yes.
Item,
Mr. Chairman, I just want to make the point, as the substantive chairman has made, this is the 2019 budget estimates. We will be looking at the 2019 estimates and answering questions on the 2019 estimates. Not the 2018, not the 2017.
And
the
again,
2018 and the 2018 and 2017 figures are there for comparison purposes only.
okay.
Too bad.
Members, again, hold on.
But you hold that position. Of course. Otherwise, them could spend the whole time on 2018.
Okay, members, I have heard each and every one of you, and as has been stated by the substantive chairman of the committee, it was made clear and identified in terms of the booklets before us and the estimates that we are dealing with 2019. And I'm going to continue to go along those lines.
And so will I.
Right? Again, I'm now going to move on, and we are going to
And they are
item
clearly misleading the public and the parliament.
Minister of Finance, I have ruled.
I know, but they're misleading everybody.
I have ruled.
It is not a requirement of this committee. I do not need to. It's the estimates 2019, not 18, not 17. This is how it has been for the last 27 years. It's not changing today.
Right. Honorable members, as the chairman at this time of the Standing Finance Committee, I am not, members, please, I am not going to entertain the crosstalk that is continuing, and also as the chairman, I am not going to enter the crosstalk. Each individual will be given the necessary opportunity to make their preamble, ask their question, and then we'll get the necessary answers accordingly. If the answers cannot be provided, there's a procedure where it will be provided at a later date. Other than that, we must maintain the decorum of the House, though we are in Standing Finance Committee.
Chairman, based on what you're saying, I just want to get some guidance. So if we're looking at 2019, and you want to compare in terms of the movement, so you cannot relate to 2018 figures and so on? or 2017? Which is provided in the book?
Nice. Honorable members, again, right, as said just now, we are dealing with the estimates for 2019. Yes, the reference can be made to 2017 and to 2018, but in terms of the information and questioning on 2017 and 2018, that will not be allowed. Those ground rules have been laid down clear in terms of the standing procedure when it started. Member for Couva South, please. Minister of Finance, thank you. Minister of Finance. Right, members? And those are the guidelines, and those are the guidelines that will be followed as we continue along on day 3 of Standing Finance Committee. I will now move on to item 0. Kumutu Manzilina, we are on item 001, General Administration, page 14. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. Chair. I have observed in line item 22 a decrease of 500, and I've observed in line item 16 an increase of 1 million. And I was simply trying to ascertain if the persons who became, who were no longer on short-term contract, were now given an opportunity to apply for a longer contract as stated in line item 16, and hence the reason for my question. I am a little bit concerned because when we come here, Mr. Speaker,
come to the question, please, member.
How can I ask for, the government will come every year to ask for funding.
Question, please, member.
It's an estimate. The only time we actually get the revised or the actual is the following year, so that we can ask questions on how monies were spent. How can we ask if we are not given the opportunity?
Mr. Chairman, what is the question? Chairman? This is not a debate.
Okay. Point made, point taken. Item 002, information, page 15. Oh, you have a question? Right, point up here.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 23, fees.
23, fees.
2019 there is an increase of $1.1 million. Could the Minister of Finance list, for the fees to be increased by $1.1 million, the Tobago House of Assembly should have indicated what those fees would include. Could the Minister of Finance indicate to this House the entire $1.3 million estimate for 2019?
Mr. Chairman, I cannot accommodate a member who comes late. Asked a question that was already asked and answered. Asked and answered.
He has no finance degree.
Come late. That was asked and answered already.
All right, let me ask another question then.
Hold on, 1 second.
No, I want to ask the next question.
Just 1 second. Minister of Finance, right? Yes, the question was asked, but as you said, the member came in late, but we do not need to go into that. Just kindly give the statement.
I've answered it already, Mr. Chairman. I'm not answering
it twice.
Well,
okay, and that's what we want to get.
All right. So
I'll ask another question. Next question.
Line item 43, security services. $2.5 million is estimated to be budgeted, utilized for 2019. Could the minister indicate to this House who are the security services provided that will make up $2.5 million?
Yes.
Could you indicate to this House who are the security services providers that will make up $2.5 million?
Minister of Finance.
Yes, I will provide it.
Okay. Will be
you
provided.
asked me if I could provide it. I said yes.
I know. I said, could you indicate to this House now?
Yes, I cannot indicate now.
Okay.
I will indicate in due course. You keep asking all sorts of convoluted questions.
No, I'm not asking convoluted questions.
Members, we are just over 30 minutes into the Standing Finance Committee for today. We have not even identified
Mr.
more than 10 items. Hold on, Mr.
I can answer his question.
Right, we have not even identified 10 items as yet. We have a long evening ahead of us.
Mr. Chairman.
And I'm not going to tolerate the road we are going down.
The
So
House
could
of
the
Assembly-
information be provided?
The House of Assembly has very promptly been able to provide me with the relevant answer. The security firms are Rapid Response, MI4, Amalgamated, and MTS.
Ropuch East.
Much, Mr. Chairman. I'm on page 15, 002 information, contract employment.
Okay, I'm now going to get that one. Hold 1 second. Item 002, information, page 15. I recognize Ropuch East.
Thank you very much. Through you, could I ask the minister, the 2019 estimate is 3.5 million.
Line item, this is so that
Line
we can
item
follow.
16, contract employment.
Right.
Office of the Chief Secretary. The 2019 estimate is 3.5 million, but the actual 2017, 3.4. Could I ask the minister to provide now the amount of persons anticipated to be on the roll for contract employment in fiscal 2019?
Minister of Finance.
Information will be provided in due course.
What month is due course?
Kuvanot.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 62, promotions, publicity, and printing. For fiscal 2019, there's an increase by $500,000 to 2.5 million. Can I get some explanation with respect to this increase?
62?
Yes.
Just an estimate.
Just
It's
an
not different, much different from 2017 actual. I am not going to recognize sotto voce comments thrown at me by others. If you look, member for Hoover North, at the 2017 actual, Mr. Chairman, this can't work. I am answering Hoover North, and Pointe-a-Pierre is just throwing words across the floor. Could you, I'm asking you to allow me to answer Hoover North without the other members over there throwing words at me.
Proceed, Minister of Finance.
Thank you. There, our next one. Our next one. If Hoover North, if you look at 2017 actual, 2.23 million, and 2019 estimate 2.5, there's no substantial difference. It's not significant.
Minister, so is it safe to assume that there's some new public awareness program or something that would engage increased funding for $500,000?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Item 007, public administration, pages 15 and 16. I recognize Couva South.
Chairman, under 16 contract employment, could the minister advise this house, or this meeting, sorry, how much persons will stand to be employed by that $4 million allocation in 2019, which has been increased by $671,000?
Mr. Chairman, I give an undertaking that I will ask the House of Assembly to provide the number of persons employed under contract employment in all the departments. So I would like to forego now responses to similar questions as we get to similar heads. I have some information. I have received some information. Mr. Chairman, I can't talk if our Portuguese is babbling across there. Mr. Chairman, I would like to answer the member for Couva South without being disturbed by the member for Orpooch East. Can I do that, Mr. Chairman? Right. He's still talking, you know.
Members, hold on 1 second, Minister of Finance. Members, as chairman of this committee, I have the responsibility to ensure that this committee meeting comes off. That's one. Secondly, as the chairman of this committee, I also have the authority to deal with any member in this particular house as the chairman sees fit. We are on standing finance committee. We need to get information out based on questions and based on answers. If members are not in a position to answer, to ask, we would not be in a position to get answers for the questions. Please, do not let me use my authority in order to ask members to vacate their seats for any particular reason as we go forward.
Thank you, Mr.
We are bordering now on a very thin line, and I'm serious.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Right. So I recognize the Minister of Finance. He says he was provided with some information.
I have received some information from the House of Assembly technocrats, and this is the information I have been given. The number of contract employees in the Assembly Legislature Department, 23. The number of contract employees in the Office of the Chief Secretary, 297. The number of contract employees in the Finance Department, 84. The number of contract employees in the Food Production Department, 148. Mr. Chairman, if after I say every number, Naparima says, wow, this is going to trivialize this exercise. Mr. Chairman, can I give these numbers in silence, please?
Proceed.
Thank you. The number of persons employed in the Food Production Department, 148. The number of persons employed in the Tourism Department, 92. The number of contract employees in the Education Department, these are all contract employees, 616. The number of contract employees in the Community Development Department, 82. The number of contract employees in the Infrastructure Department, 104. The number of contract employees in the Health Department, 277. The number of contract employees in the Settlements Department, 86. The number of contract employees in the Sport Department, 20, for a grand total of 1,827 contract employees in the Tobago House of Assembly.
Member, I recognize the member for Couva South.
Thank you again, Chairman. The figures that the Minister has just read into the public record is based on the revised estimates of 2018, right?
I am here to talk about the 2019 estimates. I don't know how many times I'll have to say that.
No. You are telling us that so where there are increases for contract employment under the 2019 allocation, Minister, persons have already been employed?
The numbers I have given are the number of contract employees that are expected to be engaged in 2019. Full stop. If the Assembly decides for one reason or another that it is necessary to reduce or increase contract employees, it has the authority so to do and will so report in due course to the relevant authorities.
Thank you very much.
This is a 2019 figure I'm giving you.
Thank you.
Member for Urupuchis.
Thank you. Thank you very much, to the Minister. I am on Public Administration, line item 50, page 15. I've noticed in 2017, you had $734,000 for housing accommodation. Nothing in 2018, blank. And now you have for 2019, $1 million. Could you just explain this as to what the housing accommodation would be in 2019 that was not required in 2018 at all?
This is for public officers who would normally be resident in Trinidad, who are stationed in Tobago from time to time. For example, a customs officer.
Minister, so are you saying in 2018, no public officer was stationed there, and there was absolutely no provision here for any housing allowance?
This is the estimate at this time. When the final account is done, and when we do it next year, the figure may change. These are estimates at this point in time.
Member for Naparima. Member for Pointe-a-Pierre. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 43, Security Services. There's an increase by $1 million to make the estimate for 2019 $2 million. Can I get some clarification with respect to this increase?
Which line item is it?
43 on page 15.
If you look at the 2017 actual, it's about 1.8. This is 2 million, and they will be occupying the Milshove building in 2019, I'm told. So there will be a requirement for increased security.
Additional. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Item 008, Tobago Emergency Management Agency. Member for Puchis.
Thank you very much. Page 16, ma'am. At number 43 again, under this matter of Tobago Emergency Management Agency, this is a new line item and is provided for in 2019, $800,000. Is this some new agency or new building or new facility again that requires security?
Apparently, one of the divisions has moved to another location. That division was sharing the cost with them. Now the division that will occupy this building has to cover the entire cost.
Could you indicate the provider for security?
MI4.
Thank you.
Member for Chaguanas West.
Madam Chair, TEMA is one of the better functioning disaster agencies in this Twin Island state. And I'm looking at materials and supplies, and there is an increase of $170,000. Is that sufficient, having regard to the nature of the climate change and impact that is taking place? Line item 12, material and supplies.
Page 16.
I am told it is, but one of the good things with the House of Assembly legislation is that they have the ability to move funds around on a need basis, and they get money in block, so that I'm sure they will make appropriate arrangements if the need arises.
Member for Couva.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 28, other contracted services, there's an increase by 500,000. Can you identify the type of contracted services that require this increase?
Removal of seaweed from the beach and so on, you know, sargassum.
Okay.
The problem with sargassum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Item 009, Occupational Safety and Health. Member for Caroni Central.
Simple question to the Minister. I noticed that there are no allocations under this head for 18 or 19. Can you explain? 17, 18, 19.
What page is it?
Was it?
What page? No, what page is he referring to? What item?
009.
That's gone elsewhere.
Okay. So what about the unit?
It's gone elsewhere in the book.
Okay.
Item 010, Information Systems Department. Item 011, Planning. Item 012, Land Management. Item 012, Land Management. Yes, Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 16, again, I know you said you have given us the figure for contract employment, Minister, but the increase by $1 million, again, some sort of clarification with respect to the levels, the positions themselves.
Are we on page 18?
18, yes.
And item 16?
Contract employment, yes.
Yes? Is there, you said there's an increase?
Yes, by $1 million.
What's the question?
The type of contract positions.
I said I would provide, bearing in mind it's true,
Madam
there
Mayor,
is no increase.
There is no increase.
So the question is irrelevant.
I am seeing it in page
There
18.
is no increase.
Honorable members, there is no increase.
That's an irrelevant question, but more importantly,
Minister of Finance,
Mr. Chairman,
Minister
Madam
of
Chairman,
Finance,
I just
1
want to
minute.
I'd like to
1
make
minute.
a point.
1 minute. A member for Couva North? Do you agree there's no increase?
No, I'm on page 18. Yes, are we on page 18? 012 land management.
Okay. There is an increase.
I want to
From
know
2000. Member for Naparima. Member for Couva South. Member for Couva South. Everybody needs a human being. Everybody. Member for Couva South. And if you understand that, then you can only control yourself, okay? Member for Couva North, could you ask the question, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for recognizing my accurate observation.
Good.
Thank you. Line item 16, contract employment. There's an increase by $1 million. I'm asking with respect to the type and levels of positions for contract employment. Can I get some clarification with respect to the type and levels?
Madam Chairman, you were not here. I gave an undertaking to give the numbers and the positions for all contract employment in all divisions and departments of the Tobago House of Assembly because it was coming up repetitively. I said I will do it for all, and I asked that this question not be asked again as we get to the various divisions. And it was agreed that it would not be asked again.
Appreciate it.
Ma'am, can I just flag for your information, Chair, the last time we asked for clarification, there were many heads under which we didn't get any clarification.
Okay.
That is why I see a need to ask.
Right. So what I would say is this: when this matter comes up, the member would ask the question to just pinpoint.
Thank you.
As a reminder. Okay?
Thank you.
And we're not going to go into any long discourse about contract employment. Right. Okay. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, information. Item 007, public administration. Member for Couva North.
Chair, line item 01, vehicles. There were no estimates for 2017, 2018, and in 2019, it's $1 million for vehicles. Would you care to tell me how many vehicles you intend to purchase?
4.
Okay. Thank you.
Item 008, Tobago Emergency Management Agency. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, ma'am. Same line item 01, vehicles. No estimates for 2017, 2018, but in 2019, 1.2 million. How many vehicles do you intend to purchase?
3.
Thank you.
Item 010, Information Systems Department. Item 011, Planning. Item 012, Land Management. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Member for Chaguanas West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am curious as to what is this item 03, representation office, and certainly item 04, this organization, partnership for political and economic. So we would have one has an allocation of 250,000. The first one, 03, representation office, and the other partnership for political and economic has a allocation of 300,000. I'd like to get some explanation, please.
Zero 03 and 04 deal with consultations with respect to the Tobago House of Assembly legislation.
Member for Old
Very much. Just to clarify, 04, is it truly partnership for political and economic total? Or partnership for political and economic something? There seems to be some typo or something there. And my question really relates to the contribution to non-profit organizations There was an actual of 470,000, for 71,000 more or less, 2017. And this is going to 800,000 for the 2019 period. Would the Minister care to indicate why this increase?
Madam Chairman, it's
and
hard
the
to
beneficiaries
answer
for
multiple
2018?
questions, you know. I'd prefer them one at a time.
Ask your question, please.
The first is 04, is this a typographical error?
Yes.
Or is that the name of the thing?
It is a typo. The
And what
word
is the correct-
transformation is missing.
The word transformation.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, just for the record, this was also the case last year and it was not corrected. The contribution to non-profit, why the estimate of 800 when you had an actual of 470? And what new organizations you intend to help with this?
The revised estimate for 2018 is 800, exactly the same.
But we don't have an actual for 2018
You would
yet,
not
so we
get
don't know.
an actual in this book. You know that. You will get the actual in next year's book.
When we cannot
It's
ask
always
about
2
this
years
year.
in arrears. You know that.
When we can ask about this year.
Don't be
Item
ridiculous.
007, households.
I mean, perfect.
Item 009, other transfers. Member for Chaguanas East.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. May I get some explanation with respect to line item 03, establishment of this public service academy? What is it? Who is running it? What's going to be doing? How many members of staff? Some more detail. Sorry, just some information, explanation as a new item.
It is similar to the Public Service Academy in Trinidad.
Could you give us some information with respect to what it is? It there anything you say it's similar? How many persons is this going to be targeting?
I will provide the numbers for you, but the Public Service Academy in Trinidad trains public officers. The Public Service Academy in Tobago will train public officers.
Okay, so some details will be appreciated.
You'll get the numbers. What else you want to know?
Member for Diego Martin Northeast. Member for Diego Martin Northeast. We have a long day to go. Let's try and see how we control, how we do it. Faizabad. Member for Faizabad. Member for Couva North. Member for Caroni East.
And there was no answer or response from the Honorable Minister of Finance.
So
and it is unacceptable that he refuses to answer what a pertinent question. An expenditure of $5 million, a new item, and he fails to tell
Member
the
for
people of Trinidad and
Caroni
Tobago.
East, I don't think that I recall it the way you do. I believe what the Honorable Minister gave an answer, not fully, but had undertook to provide further details. Division 03, Finance and the Economy. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. We are at page 22. Item 002, Finance and Accounting. Item 003, Customs. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 03, overtime, monthly paid officers. There's a purported increase by 600,000 for 2019 to 5.1 million. Can I get some explanation, please? Do we intend to hire or engage in more overtime, additional hours? Since we're cutting down on cost, we're engaging in overtime.
The 2017 actual was 5.7 million. The 2019 estimate is 5.1 million. So there's no significant difference.
But in 2018, it was 4.5.
This is the revised estimate.
Yes,
The
so
actual
there's an
may turn out to be a
increase
little different.
by 600,000, which I think is substantial for overtime, since you've been complaining about additional monies expended in overtime.
The 2018 actual, which will be in next year's estimates, may be different. This is a revised estimate.
Madam
There are
Chair, can I
three
get an
types of
undertaking
estimates.
as to how many officers or personnel under this vote will be eligible for this increase of $600,000 in overtime? since we are making do with less, according to the Minister of Finance?
Okay, I will see if I can get an estimate of the number of customs officers who are stationed in Tobago who would attract overtime. And I'm also advised that the 600,000 increase over the original estimate of 2018 includes payment of arrears for overtime not paid in 2018 that will be paid in 2019.
Thank you. A little more acceptable.
Item 004, Inland Revenue. I think you take that as a compliment, Minister of Finance.
Madam Chairman, I'd just like to get on with the job.
Item 013, Cooperatives. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On your ruling, just to remind for an explanation on line item 16, contract employment, which shows an increase by $800,000 for fiscal year 2019. Just a reminder.
Information will be provided.
Thank you.
Member for Point Appear.
Thank you, Chair. Minister, line item 36, extraordinary expenses. They had no allocations at all, 17 and 18, but 50,000 is allocated here, a new sub-item. What is an extraordinary is anticipated in 2019 for $50,000?
Minister.
I'll get clarification on that. Extraordinary expenses are unforeseen expenses. An example would be to assist persons with funeral grants and so on.
General grants?
Funeral grants.
Oh, funeral grants.
Naprimo.
Thank you, Chair. Item 16, and I know the Minister agreed to provide information on the numbers and the names. I am asking why the increase, why this time? The increase from 2,200 to 3 million. Sorry, 2.2 million to 3 million. Why? And I'll also ask a philosophical question. Why the extent of contract officers as opposed to permanent employees? That's typical throughout the public service. There are establishment positions which have to be filled by the Service Commission. When they are not filled, the work must be done. So the various agencies employ people on contracts.
Okay.
Standard.
And why in this instance?
Pardon?
Why is this increase in this instance?
Well, if you look at, again, if you look at the 2017 actual, it was about 2.8 million. So it's not a significant difference.
It's 2.2, 800,000.
No, if you look at the 2017 actual, it's 2.8, 2.78. So there's not a significant difference.
Item 002, Finance and Accounting, page 24. I recognize Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 37, janitorial services, an increase by $1 million, so for $2 million in 2019. And line item 43.
Let's take it one at a time.
Sure.
Yeah. Janitorial services, 37.
Yes. Can I get an explanation with respect to the increase?
Again, if you look at the 2017 actual, it was 2 million. And as I indicated, they would be occupying new premises. So there would be a need for additional expenditure.
So that Department of Finance and Accounting is moving to new premises? Minister, am I to understand that? Which would warrant this increase?
Is this department moving to new premises? Not necessarily. Okay.
I'm told that there's no anticipation they would occupy new premises. However, if you look at the 2017 actual, it's 2,002,000.
Yes, I know, but 2018, it went back down to $1 million.
No, it's a revised estimate.
And
it's
now
not
we are seeing an
actual.
increase. Right, so I'm just asking for some explanation. Given me the 2017 estimate does not explain to me why there's an increase.
The 2017 is not an estimate, it's an actual.
He is talking 2017.
It's an actual, it's not an estimate.
Minister, it's janitorial services that has increased by $1 million. Is it that the price of the service by this particular company has increased? An
Mr.
explanation,
Deputy Chairman,
please.
I would like to make an overall explanation with respect to these estimates. That would apply to all similar
Members, let's
questions in
listen,
the
please.
future. And I will try I'm hoping that when I make this explanation, this will avoid similar questions in the future. If you look at the tables in the book, there are 4 columns. 2017 actual, that is not an estimate. That is the budget division has determined through auditing and closing of accounts that is what was actually spent. In 2018, there was an original estimate, but it was merely an estimate. In 2018, when you come to the time of the budget, these documents are prepared about 2 weeks before the budget debate. So these documents would have been prepared in the middle of September. In the middle of September, the public servants would only have an estimate of what the 2018 outturn will be. At the end of the fiscal year and going into next year, they will have the 2018 actual. So the 2018 actual could be and is often different from the 2018 revised estimate. So your best guide in terms of determining whether there has really been an increase or not is the 2017 actual.
Okay, and just to clarify, Mr. Chair, I know the minister said it, but just to clarify again, you're saying that, as you said earlier, that you made a mistake with respect to finance and accounting not moving to new premises, right? That is not so.
I am advised that finance and accounting will not be occupying any new premises.
All right, great. Yeah, thanks.
Item on the same, okay, proceed, right? Or the next one was security services.
Yes.
And what's the information required?
Line item 43, security services, again an increase by 680,000. So the revised estimate is 2.3 for 2019, 2.3 million, which is a little bit over the 2017 actual figure.
We're on page 24, line item 43, security
So it
services.
surpasses the 2017 actual figure. So can I get an explanation for that, please?
The difference between the 2017 actual and the 2017 actual and the 2019 estimates, if I do a quick calculation,
80,000, about 80,000.
80,000 out of 2.3 million, about 3%. So it's not a significant difference. It's not significant.
It's taxpayers' dollars, so I still ask for a little bit of clarification. What would warrant that increase by 80,000?
It's a rounded off figure.
Since we are making do with less?
I have answered, Mr. Chairman. It is a rounded off figure. The actual, again, let me make another general statement. When you look at the 4 columns, the actuals give you specifics down to the last dollar. For example, under 02 goods and services customs, $1,859,105. But when you go to the estimates, they are rounded off to the nearest 1,000, to the nearest 5,000, to the nearest 10,000, to the nearest 100,000. It's an estimate. So if the actual was $2,226,037 in 2017, it is not unreasonable to have an estimate of $2,300,000 in 2019. It's 2 years afterwards, and it's a rounding up from 2.226 million to 2.3. There's nothing strange about this. There's nothing untoward about this. There's nothing mysterious about this. This has always been the case with respect to the preparation and publication of estimates. They always round up estimates. You're not going to find an estimate that is accurate to the last dollar or even the last $5 or the last $100. It will always be in the thousands or the 100,000s or the 500,000s.
Right. Naprima, Minister of Finance.
Just for
Just
clarification.
a clarity from Naprima. Go ahead.
When we look at the 2018 revised estimates, we know this is not, I know this is not the actual for 2018, but it is the best information we have on expenditure in 2018 at this point in time, and therefore we have to make reference to it. Correct or not?
Is that a question?
Yes.
There is no problem in looking at the estimates for 2018, but your best guide is the actual for 2017.
Honorable PM, Prime Minister.
Mr. Chairman, I beg your indulgence to make a comment as head of this government. I get the impression that my colleagues have a problem with increased allocations for Tobago. I simply want to say to all of them, this government has no problem in defending any increased allocation for Tobago because it has been done in the proper budgeting.
If I may speak, right, Mr. Chair, in response to the Prime Minister.
One second.
There is no.
1 second.
Well, we have to respond to the Prime Minister.
No, well, Couva
North. What line item he went on. So we have to choose a line. We just want to respond to the Prime Minister.
And I'm saying Couva North had a hand up first.
You have a debate? You want to adjourn for a debate? We cannot debate. Yes.
Right. Right, members, Princess Town, please. Members, as I said, I am not going to enter into any back and forth crosstalk with you all. I am just going to make my decision. I said it earlier. I am just going to make my decision, and that's clear. 1 second. I am going to recognize Couva North, and just to come forward, the Prime Minister just wanted to highlight, follow up based on what the Minister of Finance said, and I gave him the opportunity. I'm recognizing Couva North. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also want to highlight, like the Prime Minister, that his statements is not true. We are here questioning the funding for the Tobago House of Assembly administration. These monies are not redounding to the people on the ground. This is about the recurrent expenditure.
Fine.
Chair, listen to me, please.
Listen.
We are dealing with the recurrent expenditure to the THA. These are for the efficient running of the THA administration. This is recurrent expenditure.
Thank you, Couva North.
All right?
Thank you, Couva North.
Thank you.
We'll proceed with the business. Item 003, Customs, page 24 and page 25. All right.
Get real.
Members.
Leader of the House. Answer questions and do my work.
Hold on. Leader of the House and Chief Whip. The very next time on both sides of the House, I have to intervene for any format of improper decorum. I'm going to act. Chief Whip, Leader of the House. Right? So if you missed out on the opportunity to ask your questions, or you miss out on the opportunity to answer the question or to clarify any question, don't blame the chair. Let's proceed. No, member, I'm not tolerating no more. Please. Item 003, Customs, page 24 and 25. Item 004, Inland Revenue, page 25. Item 008, Budget Division, page 25. Item 011, Business Development Unit, page 26. Couva, North.
Thank you, Chair. For 011 Business Development Unit, I see decreases for every head. Can I get some explanation with respect to this?
Minister of Finance.
If the member looks closely at page 26, it's not a decrease per se. It's been moved. There is no estimate for 2019 whatsoever under that item.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Item 012, Consumer Affairs, page 26. Item 013, Cooperatives, page 27. Item, Couva, North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 28, other contracted services. There were no estimates for previous 2017-2018. I'm seeing 150,000 for recurrent expenditure, other contracted services. Can I get some clarification, please?
Minister of Finance, you're going to provide that along with the other information on contracted services?
As I said
right,
before.
Proceed. Item 016. Okay, Shogunas.
015.
015. All right, item 015, Financial Literacy Secretariat, page 27. Proceed, Shogunas West.
Chair, line item 27, I see that this is a Financial Literacy Secretariat, and there's a new allocation for overseas travel. That is envisaged in 2019. There were no allocations for 2017, 18, and now there's a new allocation. Could the Honorable Minister explain as to what is this allocation for?
Line item 27, official overseas travel.
No, but this secretariat will need to travel. I was going to make a joke and say travel to Trinidad.
I too thought so.
I thought so. But the fact is that each department would need from time to time to go to seminars, workshops, conferences, and so on to upgrade their skills. And what they've done previously, most if not all of the allocation for overseas travel was within the administration department. They've now segregated it and put it into various units. So this is in anticipation of the personnel in the Financial Literary Secretariat having to go to a workshop or a seminar outside of the jurisdiction.
Just for my edification, Chairman, through you, Chair, in the Trinidad situation, all overseas travel is subject to the Minister of Finance oversight. Is there a similar exercise at the THA?
Cabinet oversight, actually.
Yeah, well, okay, cabinet oversight.
In a similar way, in Tobago, the Executive Council approves overseas travel as the cabinet does in Trinidad.
Item 016, Youth Energized for Success, page 28. Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 27, again, it's a new sub-item. For official overseas travel, $100,000, Youth Energized for Success. Can I also get some explanation with respect to that unit? What are the functions of that unit also?
Line item 27.
It's to energize young people for success.
Don't be facetious, Minister.
You're accusing me of being so
Can I get some clarification, please? You just repeated what I said in a different way.
It's been there for years.
Can you just explain what it is?
In your time.
Can you explain, tell us what they do? How have they improved the lives of the young people in Tobago?
Mr. Chairman, has the member finished the question?
Yes.
Okay, you're not the chairman, but I'll
Member,
take your word for it.
again, line item 27, official overseas travel. We have an increase of $100,000.
Yes.
Could we just get a clarity on?
The Youth Energize for Success program is designed to develop young Tobagonians, the potential of young Tobagonians for the future development and diversification of the island's economy. In pursuit of that noble objective, some overseas travel would be required.
Item 0, okay, Kumuto Manzelena.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Minister, on the same line item, how is a person identified and selected for such travel?
Minister of Finance.
This one is only for staff. Youth energized for success. So, but this is primarily for staff, not people outside of the... I'm told that it's primarily designed to develop young staff members of the Assembly, but other persons can apply.
If the Honorable Minister can identify in line item 28 and 27, how many persons are currently employed in that?
That information will be provided.
Thank you.
Yes, that will be provided. Item 017, Emergency Social and Medical Assistant Unit, page 28. Item 018, Communications Unit, pages 28 and 29. Item 019, Economic Management and Research Unit, page 29. Item 020, Investment and Public-Private Partnership Unit, page 29. I recognize the member for Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 16, again, a reminder to the Minister for contract employment. I'm seeing a figure for $1 million here that was not estimated for 2017 nor 2018. And also, line item 28, other contracted services, $2 million. Can I get some clarification as a type of contracted services?
Well, this, if you look at it carefully, this is...
It's a new item, yes. Sorry about that, yes.
Finish?
Yes.
If you look at it carefully, this is their public-private partnership unit. And they're trying to get it off the ground so that there would be a requirement in the coming year to have staff on board, and that is why there's an allocation for contract employment and other contracted services. The Tobago House of Assembly is trying to develop this area in terms of the island's operations, public-private partnerships. So it's a growth area.
Thank you.
Couva South.
Thank you, Chairman. The questions were raised and the Minister provided a bit of insight.
All right, thank you. Kumuto Manzelina.
Thank you. Yes, I just wanted to get a little more clarification on what is the objective hope to be achieved by the THA in this line item, this new line item.
Which line item? Again, let's be specific.
The 020.
Pardon?
020, the investment is a new item. The investment and public-private partnership unit. You know, what is it that they...
What's the objective? You want to know what's the objective? It is to have a partnership between the public sector and the private sector. Projects.
Come on. Members, let's keep it.
It is a partnership between the public sector and the private sector. It's standard. It has existed for years. It was there when you were in government. It is simply to develop programs and projects. The government may put in equity, may put in land. The private sector may come with finance, may come with expertise. Public-private partnership, what else you want me to tell you?
Do they have any targets set to justify the expenditure? Like they identify 6 public-private partnerships in these sectors?
I will find out.
Okay, so that information will be provided. Carney Central.
Quick question, Minister. When you establish a new unit like this, do you begin with contract officers because you do not have the complement of staff within the public service, within the House of Assembly? Do you start with contract officers?
Yes.
Item 021, Strategic Sector Support Unit, page 30. I recognize the member for Shogunas East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This as well is another new item. Might we be able to get some details as to what this sector support unit is, or sectors, if that's the case, for just over $3 million? in allocation.
Minister of Finance.
To facilitate the growth and expansion of the Tobago private sector with a primary focus on trade and investment.
Entirely the private sector.
To facilitate the growth and development of the Tobago private sector with a primary focus on trade and investment.
Subhead. Naprima, you have a question or you?
Follow-up question,
Okay,
in
proceed.
line with my colleague from Chaguanas East. Are there any targets for growth in that sector, like 10% growth in the private sector in specific areas? Or is it open-ended?
I will find out and provide you with the information.
Subhead 03, minor equipments purchases, page 30. Item 001, general administration, page 30. Item 002, finance and accounting, page 30. Item 003, customs, page 30. I recognize Coover.
Thank you very much, Chair. 01 vehicles, again, I'm seeing an estimate for $440,000. Can you tell me how many vehicles you intend to purchase?
Two.
Okay. And we continue counting.
Item 004, inland revenue, page 31. Item 007, fiscal policy research unit, page 31, Carney East.
Could the minister indicate the reason for the discontinuation of this fiscal policy research unit as evidenced by no vote for it?
It will reappear elsewhere.
Okay, so another line item will take care of it.
Item
Yes.
Item 008, budget division, page 31. Kumutu Manzelina.
Thank you. Is this, can the minister indicate if the say will apply for 008, if it will apply somewhere else, as there's no allocation?
Business development unit. Budget division.
I am terribly sorry, you have misread your documents.
Yeah, sorry,
There is
yeah.
an
All right.
allocation.
Okay, Minister of Finance, let's proceed. Item 011,
You don't mean to point
business
out that it's an
development
allocation.
unit, page 31. Item 012, consumer affairs, page 31. Item 013, cooperatives, page 32. Item 015, financial literacy secretariat, page 32. Item 016, youth energized for success, page 32. Item 017, emergency medical and social assistance unit, page 32. Item 018, proceed, member for Kearney East.
Could the minister or someone give us some understanding of what that is about, an emergency medical and social assistance unit? And under, what does that provide? When, yeah. Medical and social assistance unit. What does that do?
It is similar to the medical aid provision in the Ministry of Health and the cash support program in the Ministry of Social Development.
Thank you.
Item 018, communications unit, page 32. Item 019, economic management and research unit, page 33. Item 020, investment and public-private partnership unit, page 33. Item 021, strategic sector support unit, page 33. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, page 33. Item 005, non-profit institutions, page 33. I recognize Couva North, and then we'll go to Carney East. Okay. Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 01, contribution to non-profit organizations. I'm seeing a decrease of $1 million. Okay. Minister, can you explain why we have a decrease and you have not estimated, as you did in 2018, for 2 million? Is it that we have less non-profit organizations to distribute monies to?
Which line item is it? The House of Assembly has allocated a lower figure for that item for this year.
Is it because we have less non-profit organizations? Less resources? Okay.
Item 007 households, page 33, Carney East, and then Carney Central.
Just for clarification, there's a line item 03 under there. Payment of superannuation benefits to former, and there is nothing.
Assemblymen.
What is it?
Assemblymen.
Well, you don't want to put that in. It's not there. I can't read.
That is what is missing.
All right, so good. But you don't have to be so rude as usual.
Mr. Chairman, I object. I object. I was asked a question. I answered it in sweet and milk, honey-like tones. And the member says I'm rude?
Member,
I object, Mr. Chairman.
Am I allowed to ask you to retract it?
Yes, retract that. I answered in honey-like tones.
As usual, I retract.
Honey-like tones.
As usual, I.
All right.
Dulcet tones. And you tell me I'm rude? But I never.
We needed that. We needed that.
Gallery?
Minister of Finance, I think we needed it.
All right.
Let's move on. Item 007 households, page 33. Item 009 other transfers, page 34. I recognize Shogunas East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honourable Minister, might we be able to get some explanation as to item 28 and then the intelligent island? What is this about? And is it being modeled after Singapore? No.
Mr. Chairman, when the members are finished, I will answer.
You go ahead. You have my clearance. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. They're still getting on there. This is an emerging area in terms. Mr. Chairman, what's the problem?
Oh, God.
Are they find I'm talking too slow? What happened?
Emerging.
This is an emerging area. Many countries, many cities, many governments all over the world are moving towards intelligent buildings, intelligent towns, in terms of information and communication technology, and in terms of technology proper. What this is an allocation to bring Tobago into the digital age, into the use of smart technology, into the use of intelligent buildings and intelligent equipment and building management systems and Wi-Fi and other technology of the digital age.
Shogunas East.
Is this for the entire island? Wi-Fi in the entire island?
No, it's not Wi-Fi-ing the entire island. It is a movement towards the use of intelligent technology in the island of Tobago. That would include, by way of example, some of the items I have mentioned. Obviously, in 1 year, you can't create a Wi-Fi zone throughout the entire island of Tobago, but that will be one of the objectives in the future.
Is there a model after which you are looking at? Is it Singapore?
It's homegrown.
Was a study done, any feasibility study done in this regard? Singapore.
I am advised that the Division of the Finance and the Economy has been in consultation with Huawei Technologies to provide support for their recently established Innovation Center, which will provide a training program to yield at least 500 skilled jobs 3 years from now in fields such as network engineers and associates. And there is much more, but I don't think I should detain the House with all of the plans of the Tobago House of Assembly to make Tobago an intelligent island and to improve its technological architecture. That might take 2 hours.
Where is this, Mr. Chairman, where is this center expected to be located?
In the Cove Industrial Estate.
Division 04.
As a UTT was.
Food. Or you have, okay. County Central.
I wouldn't detain the minister. Minister, I just want to, what is the establishment of an escrow account for Studley Park for 16?
Why do you need an escrow? And you put money into the account? It's an escrow account. Which line item is it?
16, page 34.
It's just a financing facility and arrangement they use to purchase equipment and supplies for the quarry. They establish an escrow account and they put money into it. And then it's drawn down as the purchases are completed.
Note.
Thank you, Chair. Minister, line items 17, 18, and 22, there are no estimates for these companies. Is it that there is no need for funding from the THA? They have become self-sustainable?
They will reappear elsewhere.
Okay, thank you.
No, not prima. Naparimo.
Yes. 00927, Venture Capital, 1.5 million, actual 2017.
What page you on?
Page 34. 3427, Venture Capital.
Okay. Line 27.
Yes. 1.5 million actual and 1.5 million estimated in 2019. So there's no increase in the estimation. Venture capital is supposed to be used to stimulate businesses, help those in need, and accelerate the growth of private sector development. Could the minister tell us what is proposed in this allocation in terms of the businesses that have been impacted by this allocation?
In due course. What the Tobago House of Assembly has told me that all of these answers will be provided next week. And just by way of example, I've just started to receive some emails from my own ministry, the Ministry of Finance, providing some of the answers that we gave an undertaking.
Because it's a good project. You know, I'd like to see.
Division 04, Food Production, Forestry and Fisheries. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, page 35. Item 001, General Administration, page 35. Item 002, Agriculture, page 35. I recognize Kuvanot.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 30, allowance for daily rated workers. It's a new sub-item, and it is estimated for $400,000 in 2019. Could you clarify a little bit? How many daily rated workers you intend to employ?
It's a new item. We'll provide that information for you. I'm told that there is no plan to employ any new daily rated workers, so this is just item to deal with an allowance. So I will get the information for you for clarity.
Thank you.
There's a line item here, 02, wages and COLA, for 32 million under agriculture. So paying wages for how many citizens would be contributing to this agricultural sector for the value of $32 million in wages?
Minister?
And what is the nature of the agriculture?
Well, I had originally given you information on contract employees, but I can give you daily rated now. In the area of food production, forestry, and fisheries, there are 326 daily rated workers.
Daily rated?
That's what it says.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 29, overtime for daily rated workers, a huge sum of 1.8 million. Minister, you like to clarify? And should we not be cutting down on overtime if we are trying to save, make do with less?
Minister?
Agriculture is an activity that requires working at times which are outside of normal working hours, such as on farms and other places where you have to get up early. There will always be a requirement for overtime in an agricultural activity.
Do you have a number of how many workers subscribe to this 1.8 million overtime?
There are 326
okay, so it's
workers
okay.
overall.
Thank you.
Some may get a lot of overtime.
Item.
Thank
some
you.
may get a little.
Item 003, marketing, page 35. Item 004, national resources and forestry, page 36. Item 005, marine resources and fisheries, page 36. Subhead 02, goods and services, page 36. Item 001, general administration, page 36 and 37. Item 002, agriculture, pages 37 and 38. Proceed, Governor.
Thank you, Chair. 09, rent, lease, vehicles, equipment for $200,000. Can I get some clarification with respect to this? It's listed as a new sub-item. Is it for vehicles alone or vehicles and equipment? Can
What
you?
page is that?
Page 37, line item 09. Rent, lease, vehicles and equipment.
Page 37.
This is standard rental arrangements for vehicles when they're required.
Thank you.
Kumutu Manzelino.
Mr. Speaker, on the next page, page 38, which I think believe is the same line item.
We on agriculture. Item 002. Proceed.
Right. Line item 43.
Security services.
Yes. The Honorable Minister indicate what is the reason for such a substantial increase? Thank you.
Substantial increase.
This, if the actual is in another place, because this was taken from another head and put here, but the actual in 2017, I'm told, is over $3.7 million. So it's not a significant difference.
But according to the line item, it shows that it's an increase. Could probably the minister identify where it was transferred from, please?
This came from the Division of Agriculture, and which is now in food production, forestry, and fisheries. But the 2017 actual is about 3.7 million. It's not a substantial increase.
Item, Governor, you have a question here also? Okay. Item 003, marketing, page 38. Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, line item 16, just to remind the Minister to provide the details with respect to contract employment, which shows an increase by $400,000 for $3 million for 2019.
Yes, we'll
Assured,
do so.
Mr. Minister.
Yeah. Right. Are we happy to give Tobago an increase?
Kumutu Manzelino.
Thank you. And if the Honorable Minister can identify in line item 003 what exactly is being marketed, I will appreciate it very much. Thank you.
She wanted to know what is being marketed. Farmers and agricultural produce.
Item 004, natural resources and forestry, page 39. Item 005, marine resources and fisheries, pages 39 and 40. I recognize Kuvanot.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, it's to remind the Minister, line item 16, contract employment, another increase by $800,000 for $2.8 million in 2019.
2017 was 2.9.
I'm not seeing that here.
It's in another page, page 77.
I'm sure it is.
It is.
I'm sure it is.
It is.
I'm sure it is.
But we're always happy to increase
sure it
Tobago.
is.
Subhead Kumutu Manzilina.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, line item 098C, it's a new item. What exactly will be rented or leased?
Vehicles and equipment.
I know that's a line item.
But you asked me, I answered you.
I wanted you to be very specific.
You want to know what type of vehicle?
Thank you.
Well, since it's a rental, it's very difficult to predict. It's what's available, and it's what's required. It's impossible to tell you what type of vehicle and for how long. That will, as the need arises.
I need to know if it's a vehicle or is it a type of equipment specific?
When the need arises to rent a vehicle, that will be because owned equipment would have broken down. So it could be a pickup truck, it could be a panel van, it could be a SUV, it could be anything. It's just a provision for rental of vehicles as and when the need arises. So it's very difficult to give you specifics.
Subhead.
I just wanted to find out if it might have been a new boat or something like that.
No. It's standard.
All right. Okay.
Standard.
Kuva, note.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 43, security services. I'm seeing an increase by $300,000 for the 2019 estimate to $1 million. Can I get an explanation for that
You're
increase?
on page 39?
Yes, it's 40. It's gone forward.
You're on page 40?
Yes, it continues on page 40.
No, 1 second. No. Hold. Marine resources and fisheries. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it continues.
Right, go ahead. Page 40. Item 43, security services. That's the one you're on, right?
Yes, 43 security services. There's an increase by $300,000 for security services. Can you explain?
2017 actual was 1.4.
I don't see that here.
It's on page 77.
Okay. So, what does that mean? 2017?
What it means is this is a reasonable allocation. Because if the 2017
Okay, thank you,
allocation
Minister.
was 1.4, then 1 million is adequate, or maybe less than adequate, for 2019. But it's certainly not too much.
Right.
That's what it means.
Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases, page 40. Item 001, general administration, page 40. Item 002, agriculture, page 40, Kuvanot.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 01, vehicles, again, an increase on estimate for 2019 for $3 million. How many vehicles are going to be purchased for this Department of Agriculture? Considering there were no revised estimates for 2018.
Minister.
The information will be provided, but it is not correct to say there are no revised estimates. You have to go to page 77 and so on, and look at the former division, the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing, and the Environment. And when you go there, you will see the 2017 actual. So it's not correct to say that there's no 2017 to compare it to.
Okay, Ministers, you have the information. Could you share with me what was the 2017 and the 2018 estimate?
Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
So that's minor equipment purchases, 002 agriculture. Let me just take a look. You seeing it there? No? We'll provide the information.
Thank you.
Item 003, marketing, page 41, Kuvanot.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, again, 01 vehicles, a 2019 estimate for $1 million. Some clarification as to how many vehicles for marketing.
3.
3.
3.
Item Okay. Item 004, Natural Resources and Forestry, page 41, Couva North.
Thank you. Again, 01 vehicles, an estimate of $4.573 million. Minister, how many vehicles you intend to buy for this department?
Information will be provided.
Thank you.
Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies, page 41. Item 005.
No. You skipped out Marine Resources and Fisheries, Chair. 005.
Oh, my apologies. Item 005, Marine Resources and Fisheries, page 41. Couva North.
Thank you. Again, line item 01 vehicles, an estimated 500,000. How many vehicles you intend to purchase for Marine Resources and Fisheries?
The information will be provided.
Thank you.
Now we move to subhead 04.
No road for vehicles.
Current Transfers and Subsidies, page 41. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions, page 41. Item 007, Households, page 41. Item 008, Subsidies, page 42. Who would like to go first? Which is?
Chairman, the boat subsidy, I just wanted to get an idea of what is that related to supporting the boats that were purchased or fixing the infrastructure for the boats, or what really is that? And secondly, I see a new line item 707, Tobago Agricultural Society, but there's also a line item 5, Tobago Agricultural Society. So with allocations, I'm wondering what is the fundamental difference between that? There must be a reason that is different, but they have the same heading, so maybe in the future they may look to change. It's not the same heading. One is apicultural, and this is a new item. So if you could just explain the need to do that. And Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that usually when items move from one place to another, there's a notification. But in this case, what has happened is the minister keeps saying that it's in another place, and they have no notification in the explanation. I'm sure it is not deliberate to confuse the issue, but in the future, it would be nice when these things move to just have a notification in the explanation column.
Minister of Finance, you care to shed any light there?
Well, I would like to answer the questions one by one. Remember, I asked about 7. Could you start with question 1, please?
Yeah, what is the new line item 07? Just what is this about?
It's beekeeping. That is what apiculture is. Beekeeping.
All right. Next one, Cocoa Cheese.
The boat subsidy. What is it about the boat subsidy?
That is a subsidy that is there to assist persons when they buy boats, fishermen. They get a reimbursement from the government.
Right. Third.
And the third issue is, why was there no explanation for all the movements between one subheading and another, as is the custom in all other areas?
Minister?
I will get an explanation for that.
And circulate it in due course.
I didn't say that. I will get an explanation for that.
Thank you.
And keep it to yourself.
Carney?
I will let you know.
Carney Central.
I don't want to know.
Couple of questions. The first one.
One at a time?
Yeah,
just in
this
case.
agricultural incentive program, Minister, is this the same national program, or is this separate and distinct to the THA?
Minister.
Agricultural incentive.
I just...
What is it? What do you do? This is a Tobagonian program.
Okay, so it's separate.
Yes.
It's under the House of Assembly.
It's for Tobago.
And the...
Everything in this part is for Tobago.
I'm just seeking clarification.
I am
Minister.
simply
Right.
providing clarification.
Thank you very much.
It's for Tobago.
The other thing I wanted to ask is I wanted to ask the question, knowing that in Trinidad, we satisfy only a small percentage of our food needs in Trinidad as well. I wanted to ask if the minister has any estimate, or if the House of Assembly has any estimate of what percentage of Tobago's food needs are supplied locally.
Under the Agricultural Incentive Program?
No, I mean,
I'm
the
just
whole
asking.
purpose of incentive is production.
I'm
so-
simply asking if you are asking that in the context of line item
Yes.
00804 on page 42.
Yes.
What's the question?
The question is, do you have any idea, and could you help me to know, and I'm casting no aspersions on Tobago because we have the same problem in Trinidad, what is the percentage of production of the local needs in Tobago? I just want to understand the island
What I
issue.
can undertake to give you is information on the Agricultural Incentive Program and what it is designed to do. That's what I can undertake to tell you.
Okay.
Because this is a line item dealing with the Agricultural Incentive Program.
Okay.
So I will endeavor to get information on what are its aims and objectives.
All right.
Thank you.
In terms of adding clarity, more further clarity, okay, proceed.
I just wanted to indicate that the Central Statistical Office in Tobago, one of their objectives is to actually get that kind of information. We had a meeting with them about just under a month ago to ensure that they will be capturing that kind of information. So that will be forthcoming eventually.
Repuch West? Same line item?
This represents this increase with 200,000. How many farmers can benefit from this incentive program?
That information will be provided.
Item 009, other transfers, page 42. Couva North.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 01, Tobago Cassava Products Limited. I'm seeing a decrease by $1 million. Minister, can you explain, has this company become a little more sustainable, self-sustainable?
Minister.
They are on their way.
They're on their way, okay. Yeah?
Repuch West.
2 Fish Processing Company. I'd just like the Honourable Minister to tell us how many pounds of fish you process in Tobago.
I'd
using
love to
this
be able to
fish
tell you
processing
that, but I don't have that on my fingertips.
Okay,
I'll
and
get the
So
information
it will be
and
provided.
provide it for you.
Right, it will be provided.
Would you like the varieties of fish as well? Whether it's carrot, kingfish,
Flying fish.
mahi-mahi, flying fish.
Sure. Sure, I appreciate that.
I will try my best to get that information
And then
for you.
Which was
cold
next question?
storage There. Then number 03, Tobago Cold Storage Warehouse Facility. Yeah, what is being stored at this cold storage and in what quantities?
Minister of Finance.
A variety of agricultural products, both of the animal and of the plant variety.
And from the plant variety, what are those? Because they need to be
Agricultural
processed.
products that require refrigeration.
Cold storage.
Cassava is an example.
Well, we have that in 01, Tobago cassava products. Yeah. You store it in
This
03.
is a facility to store the cassava in a refrigerated environment after it is produced by the Tobago Cassava
After
Products
01.
Limited. So
Repuchis.
01 leads to
Thank you very much.
03.
Thank you very much. Just line item is getting us hungry. Mr. Chairman, to the Minister, could you just provide for us now the list of directors of these two companies, the Tobago Cassava Product Limited and the Fish Processing Company of Tobago?
Can I provide that for you now? I'll provide it as soon as possible. If it is here, you will get it before the end of the session. Today.
Subhead, my apologies, Division 05, Tourism, Culture and Transportation, Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, page 43, Item 001, General Administration, page 43, Item 002, Tourism, page 43, Item 007, Culture, page 43, Subhead 02, Goods and Services, page 44, Item 001, General Administration, page 44. I recognize Kuvanot.
Thank you, Chair. Again, line 16, contract employment. Just to remind the Minister for the undertaking to explain why an increase for contract employment by $1 million.
No, I did not give that undertaking. I gave an undertaking to give the numbers and the positions, and it is
Yes,
not an
thank
increase
you.
over the 2017. It's a reduction of $2 million over the 2017.
Thank
and
you.
that is on this page.
Item 002, Tourism, pages 44 and 45. Item 006, Transport, page 45. Item 007, Culture, page 46. Kuvanot.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 91, Tobago Heritage Festival, $20 million. Can we get an explanation? Please.
Explanation for what?
The funding, the amount, Tobago Heritage Festival, $20 million.
Yes, what do you want to know? What do you wish to know?
Minister, does this festival generate any revenue for the Tobago people after you have expended such high sums of monies?
If you look at the right-hand side of the page, you will see that that 20 million is broken down. CDC, Tobago Heritage Festival, Tobago Museum, Tobago Folk Festival, Tobago Music Festival, and Carifesta Tobago. And these are all tourism-focused activities, both local and foreign tourism. And as far as I am aware, tourism is the greatest contributor to the GDP of Tobago, and therefore I wholly endorse and support and believe that this expenditure is for the benefit of Tobago and Tobagonians, and we're happy to provide this $20 million.
Minister, in light of the decrease of tourist arrivals to Tobago over the past 5 years or so, are these monies justified in terms of generating a stimulus to attract tourist arrivals? Don't you think that something needs to be done a little more?
But perhaps we should spend some more, you might be right.
I'm asking.
You may be right.
I'm asking.
I can't say.
Minister, in addition to that, tickets are usually sold to attend these festivals. Tobago Heritage, well, Tobago Jazz is not here, Tobago Music Festival, etc. Usually the ticket sales are much less than what you expend in terms of hosting these festivals. Can you tell me that these expenditures are justified as the Minister of Finance?
I am happy to give Tobago this $20 million for the heritage festivals. I'm overjoyed to give them this $20 million. I think it's totally justified, and if I could give them more, I would.
Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases, page 46. Item 001, General Administration, page 46. Item 002, Tourism, page 47. Gouverneur.
Thank you. Line item 01, Vehicles, again, Minister of Finance, an increase of $385,000. How many vehicles you intend to purchase with these monies?
It's not accurate every time you look at something like this to say it's an increase. It's an allocation of $385,000 because in many cases, the information is contained on another page with respect to the 2017, 2018, and so on. But if you wish to know how many vehicles and type of vehicles, that information will be provided.
Thank you.
Item 006, transport, page 47. Item 007, culture, page 47. Kuvanot.
Thank you, Minister. 01, thank you, Chair. 01 vehicles, again, an allocation of 643,000. How many vehicles you intend to purchase?
That information will be provided.
Thank you.
In fact, Mr. Chairman, let me give an undertaking similar to contract employment. Wherever vehicles appear, we will give the information. The number of vehicles, the type of vehicles. So I would ask the member, you don't need to ask that question again.
I'll remind you.
You don't need to.
I will.
Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, page 47. Item 005, non-profit institutions, page 47. Item 007, households, page 48. Item 009, other transfers, page 48. Carney East.
No, line item 13, rolling 3-year tourism plan. Is it 40 million for a plan? Could the minister indicate whether that $40 million is spent to develop a plan, or what is it for a tourism plan? $40 million. Rolling 3-year tourism plan. So every year I see here.
Member, the mic. Let's bring it down a little low and sort of speak into the mic, please.
Yeah, but I see here 2018, 40 million was spent.
Line item 13. Go
13.
ahead.
And 2019, another 40 million is estimated to be spent for a rolling 3-year tourism plan. Highly on the
question?
What is the purpose of that? Why do you have to spend $40 million for a plan for tourism?
That's it.
On an annual basis?
That's it.
Yes?
Question done now? Okay.
Yes. I need an answer.
The bulk of that this year, as has been the practice for many years, is to purchase airlift. Of that 40 million, 21.1 million will be paid to Virgin Atlantic to provide airlift, and 16.9 million will be paid to British Airways to provide airlift. When you add those two together, you would get 38 million. So the remaining 2 million is spent assisting the Certified Tour Guide Association, and Caribbean Airlines gets allocation of about 700,000. Thomas Cook and so on is also given an allocation. It's really to provide airlift and encourage airlines to come to Tobago.
So, through you, Mr. Chair, is the minister saying that you pay Virgin approximately 21 million and the other airlines 16 million, you pay them that as an incentive to come to Tobago? And has that achieved its required objective?
Yes and yes.
Could you demonstrate that in terms of figures to show whether you pay in 21 million and 16 million the other way to encourage airlines to come to Tobago? Right. What is the benefit that has accrued from that process?
I will see what information I can provide.
Right.
I want to see how many flights from Virgin and the other one have come to Tobago, and what has been the increase over the years, if it is deteriorating or improving.
I'll see what I can do in terms of gathering the information that you have asked for.
Yeah, all right.
I'm sure the airlift is reaping rewards for the island of Tobago. Other islands in the Caribbean do it. St. Lucia does it. Antigua does it. All the other islands purchase airlifts.
Standard
practice.
Mr. Chairman.
Standard practice.
Line item 16. Something is missing there for that $2 million. What is this assistance for?
What page is that?
Page 48,
Page 14.
line item 16, assistance to sports tourism organization.
And something.
Hold on. We'll come back to you on that.
Okay, and the other line item 15, might be able to get an idea as to how many properties benefited from this line item in 2018.
Properties?
Well, you have here assistance to small properties. Property owners.
Line item 15.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
All right. With respect to the one you just asked about, the complete title is Assistance to Sport Tourism and Other Organizations.
Oh, okay.
And that is like Arima Race Club,
line
Youth
item
in Christ, Scarborough Harbor Project, Trinbago Wheelers, Tobago Mountain Bike Tours, etc., etc.
Okay. Line item
And in
15.
respect to small properties, I'll provide the information for you.
Can you also say, Minister, line item 14, who comprises committee that is responsible for the expending of all of these fees to the various airlines? The LF committee?
We'll get the information for you.
Okay.
No, I have Caroni Central first. Caroni
Yeah,
Central first.
Just a couple of things. This 17, item 17 here, Minister, is that separate and distinct from the 91 before that we examined, Tobago Heritage Festival?
Yes, and I ask you to come to Tobago to go to their Blue Food Festival, their Dragon Boat
so
Festival.
it's other festivals. Okay.
Their jazz experience.
I've been, I've been.
Okay, Mr. Minister,
Come again.
No, I have a couple of other questions. The other thing is, this 19th, the zipline project, is that now completed?
19, zipline.
Still in progress.
Okay, how far? It was from the hills back down.
I'll get back to you on that.
You're not
Get
sure?
back to you on that.
Information
and
to
the
be
final
provided.
thing on the rolling 3-year tourism plan, is it, when we had a recent incident in which $10 million was misallocated, is it under this project? I know that people were charged for that, but still, was it under this project?
I'm told the figure that is being investigated is 8, not 10, and yes, it was under that.
It was under this project.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Thanks.
Right. Caroni East.
Minister, are you confirming with line item 17, Tobago Tourism Festival, with the expenditure of $15 million allocated for 2019, that is in addition to the $20 million for the Tobago Heritage Festival, making a total of $35 million for festivals
Heritage
in Tobago?
Festival. No, that's not.
$35 million for festivals, Mr. Minister? $20 for heritage and $15 for Tobago.
Which
Festival.
line item are you on?
17.
Okay. And you want to know whether this is in addition to the Heritage Festival allocation?
Yes.
As I said, please come to Tobago for their
All right.
Blue
so
Food
you're
Festival.
confirming that it's $35 million.
Their
for
Dragon Boat
festivals.
Festival.
Last one, Mr. Speaker.
Their jazz experience and other similar festivals.
All right.
Please come to Tobago. Their
Caroni
goat
East, you have
race
a
and
follow-up
Yes,
question?
one last one.
Right.
Line item 20, Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, with an allocation this year of $19 million increase from 2018. So to Tobago Tourism Agency Limited now is $20 million. What is the purpose of that and what do they do? Tobago Tourism Agency Limited.
Minister.
I'm waiting for him to finish.
Yeah, 20 million expenditure. Could you justify it for what?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
As you will recall, there was a company called TDC, Tourism Development Company, which was terminated and split into two. You now have a Trinidad Tourism Company and a Tobago Tourism Agency. So this is the Tobago arm of what used to be the TDC. So it's a Tobago element of the TDC. It is now it's now split into two entities, Trinidad and Tobago. So it's a Tobago company that develops and markets Tobago in terms of tourism. For the Tobago, approximately 20. Tobago Tourism Agency, which is, as I said, is a Tobago arm of the former TDC.
Could you indicate, while we're on that, if not now, but to give us the information, who are the members of the board of that Tobago Tourism?
That information will be provided, if not today, as soon as possible.
Right, thank you, Minister.
Fine. Ubuch East, still have a question?
Been asked.
Right. Couva North, you still have a question?
Yes,
Wow.
Mr. Chair. Minister, in light of your exuberance to give Tobago festivals more money, why the decrease by $3 million for line item 17?
Tobago Tourism Festivals?
Yes,
Right.
there's a decrease by $3
Page
million.
48.
Why the decrease?
If you look at the actual for 2017, it was 15 million. So this is the same amount as was actually spent in 2017, and may well turn out to be the same amount that was actually spent in 2018, but we'll know that next year.
Thank
But as
you.
I said, come to Tobago for blue food.
Yes,
Come
yes,
to
yes.
Tobago
You're
for
very
jazz.
exuberant.
Couva
I
North?
hope you go.
Couva North, I'm moving on. Right. Division 06, Education, Innovation and Energy. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, page 49. Item 001, General Administration, page 49. Item 002, Primary, Secondary and Vocational Education, page 49. I go with Shogunas East.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, might you be able to indicate the allocation for these levels, primary, secondary, and vocation, please? A breakdown of the quantum. I know you have a global figure here.
You have to give me some better specificity. What exactly do
I
we
just
should
want to know how much is allocated out of this to primary, how much is allocated to secondary,
Oh, okay.
how much is allocated to
Sure.
vocation.
You want to know how much for primary education, secondary education, and vocational
Yeah.
education.
So that will be
Certainly.
provided.
That information will be provided.
All right, thanks.
Carney East. Okay, great. Item 002. Item 003, Library Services, page 49. Item 004, School Feeding Program, page 49. Carney East.
I'm looking for any line item on the school feeding program to see what is the expenditure for the school feeding for the children in Tobago, which we support, but I'm not seeing any line item to show the cost of
I
that.
think lower down we have School Feeding Program, Mr.
I see the total is 367,000. Page, oh, all right, okay. I'll be guided.
So you're all asking and answering your own question?
No, well, if you tell me it's on page 57, we will wait. It's page 57.
Yeah. We'll come to that,
yeah.
member.
Yeah, I'm finished. Thank you.
Item 005, Sport, page 50. Item 007, Happy Haven School, Tobago Council, page 50. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language, page 50. Subhead 02, Goods and Services, page 50. Item 001, General Administration, pages 50 and 51. Item 002, Primary, Secondary and Vocational Education, pages 51 and 52. And I recognize Shogunas East.
Honorable Minister, could we get an idea as to what an explanation of line item 23 fees? And line item 28, I don't know if you were going to, like you said before, provide information with respect to other contracted services for 6.8 million.
all right. So fees.
Line item 23, fees.
You'll get clarity on the fees, but I just want to make a point. I did not say I would give an explanation of other contracted services.
Well, can I ask
I
for
said
one?
contract employment.
Okay, can I ask for
Certainly,
one?
certainly.
So information will be provided for both line items.
Okay.
I will recognize Carney East, and then I'll go to Couva North.
Is that the question that was raised, was it in relation to line item 16 for contract employment of $50 million?
No, not that one.
All right. So can I ask then to give an explanation of this contract employment in primary, secondary, and vocational education, line item 16, for $50 million? What does that entail? Contract to whom? For what?
Mr. Chairman, I did give an undertaking to provide details.
That will be provided, okay.
Contract employment.
Right, so that will be provided,
I
member.
said that. I will.
But I can't understand contract employment in primary, secondary, when you have teachers there.
You will get the information. There are teachers on contract. When you get it, you will see what's going on.
But
There are nothing to hide over here.
They're not under the teaching service?
You will get all of the information.
All right, make up
the
the
number
list.
of positions, the number of persons, etc.
Couva North.
It will be provided.
Question has been asked. On the same line item.
But we are on page 52, line item security services, 43. 43 security services. I see there's an increase by 6.7 million. The estimate for 2019 is 22 million, an increase by 6.7. Can I get some clarity?
27 figure is virtually identical. 2017, virtually identical.
Mm-hmm.
It was 21.97, and this is 22. So the difference is a fraction of 1%.
Okay.
Item 003, library services, page 52. Item 005, sport, page 53. Item 006, youth, pages 53 and 54.
There's no allocation there, Mr. Chairman. There's
Yes.
no allocation, so there's nothing to ask and nothing to answer.
No, but I still need, for the records, I still need to
I understand,
identify it.
but there's nothing to ask and nothing to
But
answer.
could the minister explain, is it that it's also in the book?
Yes.
Okay.
It's moved.
Item 007, Happy Haven School, Tobago Council, page 54. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language, page 55. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases, page 55. Item 001, General Administration, page 55, Couva North.
Thank you. Just a reminder to the Minister for line item 01, vehicles and expenditure of 500,000. How many vehicles
Will be
you intend
provided,
to purchase?
Mr. Minister.
Yep.
Nice. Item 002, Primary, Secondary and Vocational Education, page 55. Item 003, Library Services, page 55, Couva North.
Thank you. Again, a reminder to the Minister for 01 vehicles, an estimate of 563,000. How many vehicles to be bought for this department?
For the records will be provided, Minister of Finance. Item 005, Sports, page 56. Item 006, Youth, page 56, Shogona Cease.
There's nothing there.
You're not? Okay.
There's nothing there.
Item 007, Tobago Council for Handicapped Children, Happy Haven School, page 56. I will recognize Couva North.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just again, 01 vehicles, to remind the Minister how many vehicles to be purchased with $467,000.
Minister of Finance to be provided. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language, page 56. Member for Couva North.
Thank you. Again, line item 01 vehicles for the estimate of $400,000. How many vehicles to be bought with that?
Mr. Chairman, I give an undertaking that I will give the number of vehicles and the types. There's no need to remind.
Mr. Chair, it's my right to ask.
Okay, and remember, again, you prefer to go that way? Yes. So Minister of Finance, if the member decides to go that way,
but
I don't have a choice.
Having given the undertaking, will
sure.
I just like to remind you.
Kumutu Manzelina, you have a question.
Mrs. Chair, just wanted to find on line item 008 with the vehicles. How many persons really are employed with the Tobago School for
Which
the
line item?
Well, if we purchase in vehicle 01, I just wanted to find out how many members of staff are on duty, so that we'll be able to link how many vehicles have been purchased for the number of staff that are
That's a
present.
personnel
Thanks.
expenditure question that would have been under another item. This is only goods and services vehicles.
Yeah. Right, ditto. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, page 56. Item 005, non-profit institutions, page 56. Item 006, educational institutions, page 57. Shugona Cease.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister, is it possible to get a breakdown of these trade centers that consume $12.6 million?
Give me the line item, sir.
Line item 03, trade centers, their locations, the programs, and how many trainees do they have? If you could supply it in writing.
That will be provided, Mr. Minister.
Yes.
Also on line item 11, for $800,000 consumed in 2018, how many persons would have availed themselves of this adult education extension services? And my final line item in that area there is line item 21. I'm trying to understand if I could get an explanation as to what that is about.
Tobago Science.
Right, so that will be provided?
Education. That info will be provided.
Sure. Tim.
School for them.
Member for Couva South.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To the Minister, under 009 other transfers, just for my benefit, could the Minister tell us?
Just 1 minute. You on 009?
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't reached yours yet.
Okay.
Item 007. Item 009, other transfers, member for Couva South.
Thank you, Madam Chair, again to the Minister. See an allocation of, a consistent allocation of 12.5 million under heading basic grants. I am a bit looking for some enlightenment on this basic grants.
Grants to government-assisted schools.
Okay. To all, no. I see, so it's basic and building grants, Mr. Minister?
Yes.
So, but, okay.
Member for Couva North. Member for Shugona East.
Madam Speaker, line item 06, might we be able to get an idea as to how many students benefited from this expenditure?
Information will be provided.
And the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. Is this institute in any way connected with the UTT? Is this institute in any way one that has been spoken about with respect to the Tobago University or the University of Tobago?
Yes, yes.
Could you give us a little bit of explanation on that?
It is not associated with the UTT.
Right, okay. But is it associated with the proposed new University of Tobago? So
it's in the embryonic stage.
So there is an intention to create a University of Tobago?
You are asking that on an item that is headed Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute?
Yes, because there was some discussion.
I can't see the connection. If you want to know about the Hospitality and Tourism Institute, I'll provide any information that is available.
Okay, let me ask the question in this way. Is this line item going to be connected in any way to the proposed Tobago, University of Tobago?
As I said, those discussions are in the embryonic stage, so it's difficult to give you a definite answer, but I will find out.
Sure, thank you very much.
I'll find out from the promoters of this proposed tertiary institution.
Division 07, Community Development, Enterprise Development and Labor. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Community Development. Item 003, Culture. Item 004, Labor. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration, Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16, contract employment. The actual for 2017 was 1.8 million. I'm seeing for 2019, the estimate 3 million, an increase by 2.6. If I can get an undertaking, yes.
Okay, sure. Item 002, Community Development. Item 003, Culture.
Is this the same thing, Minister, where it will appear elsewhere?
Member for Carney Central, question?
Mr. Since there are no allocations here, whether it will appear elsewhere, because it happened in other instances, so I assume it is yes.
He answered the question himself.
Excuse me?
The answer is yes. He answered the question himself.
The answer is yes, it will be appear elsewhere.
Yeah, he's correct. He asked and answered the question.
Item 004, Labor. Item 005, Occupational Safety and Health. Member for Couva North.
Just again, line 16, contract employment, to remind the Minister of the increase by 1.6 million.
Okay, we are reminded.
Yes.
Item 006, Business Development Unit. Subhead subhead 03, Mining Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Community Development. Item 003, Culture. Item 004, Labor. Item 005, Occupational Safety and Health. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 01, vehicles, an allocation and an increase by 500,000. How many vehicles to be purchased?
I gave an undertaking that I would provide the information.
It's just a reminder, Madam Chair.
I know Madam Chair may not have been here when I gave that undertaking. With respect to this item, just like contract employment, I'll provide details of the numbers and the types of vehicle for all departments of the THA.
Item 006, Business Development Unit. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions. Member for Chaguanas East.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I get a little bit of detail in terms of line item 17, Special Community Program?
The information will be provided.
Okay, thank you.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 07, assistance to community organizations. I'm seeing a decrease by $1 million. Can I get some clarification?
What exactly what clarification do you wish?
Why a decrease?
The 2017 figure was the same, more or less, as the 2019 provision.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the explanation.
Yeah. Madam Chair?
Yes, please.
Line item 19, Pembroke Heritage Park.
Page 63.
There are no allocations. Just 2017 actual was 21,000. Why? I'm just curious. Why there are no allocations?
It will appear elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Okay. Thank you.
Item 007, households. Item 009, Member for Shigonities?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Just a little detail if you want to submit it in writing too. The line item 05. What is it that this is all about?
Here? That's what you're asking?
Page 64, 00705.
Is this grants to community groups? Okay, community action for rural development. Huh? We get the information for you.
Item 009, other transfers. Member for Shigonas East.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable Minister, National Service. Might I be able to get a little idea as to what is the National Service about?
What's national service about? And what you get them as type? What's the number? Okay. It's a program in Tobago encouraging volunteerism among young Tobagonians, and the money is for the administration of the program.
Okay, can I ask?
Yes, Member
Is
for
this?
Shigonas East.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is this connected in any way with a previous item that spoke about COVA, C-O-V-A?
Which previous item is that?
Just on the same page, 04, current transfers and subsidies, line item 23.
No.
Okay, so.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 10, export centers. I see an estimate for 2 million. How many export centers exist?
That's it.
And just a clarification with respect to the amount, 2 million, for their operations.
What do you wish to know?
What exactly the 2 million is for?
Running costs? Operating costs?
Export centers, how many?
We will provide that information. But the 2 million is for their operating costs.
And these export centers, what is exported? What exactly is being exported by these export centers?
It's to encourage entrepreneurs in Tobago to participate in large trade shows such as the TIC and so on.
Have there been any results, any measuring of results? How long has this, because I'm seeing 2017, 2018, 2019, so have we been able to produce any persons who have been able to export any product out of Tobago?
I'm sure, but that information will be provided.
Thank you.
Member for Naparima.
Question was asked.
Okay.
It's in essence, when you're providing the information, what is the export component that was facilitated by this $2 million expenditure? Okay, thanks.
Division 08, infrastructure, quarries, and the environment. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, maintenance of roads. Member for Point of Peer.
Page 67, right, Madam Chair?
No, we're on page 65.
Okay.
Item 003, maintenance of buildings. Item 004, transport. Item 005, electrical inspectorate. Item 007, mechanical workshop. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Member for Point of Peer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To the Minister, line item at the bottom of page 82, Studley Park Quarry Operations. 2017, you had expenditure of 7.4 million. In the revised estimate of 2018 of 750, so I'm assuming during the course of 2018, the expenditure.
Right, okay, member. I realize you're going by.
Which one?
Page?
Page 67, right?
Which maintenance service?
Yeah.
The member was a little mixed up. He said page 82. He meant item 82.
Yeah, page 67,
under 00.
line item 82.
That's what he meant.
Okay.
We're on page, is it okay?
Yeah, I think we're on 002, maintenance of roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Line item 82.
Yes.
Studley Park Quarry Operations. 2017, 7.4 million was expended. 2018, the revised figure went down to 750 from an estimate of 3 million. So there's an increase now of 2.250. Could the Minister enlighten us what is happening with the quarry operation and why that expenditure of 20 would have been so, revised figure would have been so low of 750 and now an increase of 2.2 million for 2019?
Well, if you look at the original estimate for 2018, it was 3 million.
Correct.
So the 2019 estimate is identical to the original estimate of 2018.
But why would the revised figure have gone down to 750?
The revised figure is simply an estimate. I will endeavor to determine whether there was actually a reduction and what was the cause.
So you add some more clarification at a later date, right?
I will endeavor to provide the information that you have requested.
Okay.
Member for Carney Central.
Just a follow-up question. On this Studley Park quarry matter, when the minister gives his explanation or clarification, could he also explain the need for the escrow account on this particular item? I asked a question on it earlier. It's an escrow account of 5
Escrow,
million.
we passed that or no?
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, the question is, if you are reducing the expenditure and you are building up an escrow account, I don't understand what's going on.
Well, when we get to page 72, all will be explained.
Okay, very good.
Item 003, maintenance of buildings. Item 004, transport division. Item 005, electrical inspectorate. Item 007, mechanical workshop. Item 009, the environment. We now on to page 70. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration, member for Point of Peer. Item 002, maintenance of roads. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 01 for vehicles, $1 million. Just how many vehicles to be purchased?
Okay, so.
I said I would provide that information for every single department.
Okay, good.
Am I correct in understanding you provide all the vehicles for all the items that
Yes.
are purchased?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Very correct.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate
Item
it.
003, maintenance of buildings. Member for Couva North.
Reminder again for 01 vehicles. 400,000, how many vehicles to be purchased?
Item 004, transport. Item 005, electrical inspectorate. Item 007, mechanical workshop. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 01 vehicles, 540,000, how many vehicles to be purchased?
We are reminded. Anything else? Item 009, the environment.
Oh, Actually, madam, I mixed up the figures. It is 500,000 under 007 for vehicles, and under the environment, it's 540,000. How many vehicles for both divisions?
Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Item 007, households. Item 009, other transfers. Member for Point of Peer.
The 01 Studley Park Enterprises Limited, $7 million for this year. Minister, I don't take to give us an explanation when we arrived at page 72 in relationship to the Studley Park quarry operation, also the escrow.
Studley Park has been converted into a company by the name of Studley Park Enterprises Limited, so that the Public Service Division of the House of Assembly is winding down, and its operations will be replaced by the operations of the Studley Park Enterprises Limited. So that's why you see a decrease in expenditure in the public service side of Studley Park, and now you see an allocation for Studley Park Enterprises Limited, which will now operate the quarry.
Just a follow-up question, Minister. Now that you have Studley Park Enterprises Limited as a company and the operations is winding down from the quarry side and the public.
No, I didn't say that. The quarry will now be operated by a company rather than by the public service element of the.
So all expenses that used to be incurred from the public side will be now incurred by the Studley Park Limited, correct?
Yes.
Fair to say, right?
Yes.
So when would you see that entire divorce or movement from the
in 2019.
And also for the escrow, that
is to purchase equipment for the company.
Okay.
For the quarry in Tobago at Studley Park.
Division 09, Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment.
Well,
Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure.
Well,
Item 001, General Administration.
Well, Madam Chairman, there are no 2019 estimates for this. They're all empty. So there's nothing to ask or answer about.
Okay.
And that takes you all the way down to page 78. No. No. At all. There are 2019 estimates on page 79.
Yes, to page 79. Right? Yes, which is the Division of Health, Wellness, and Family Development. We agreed? Yep. Okay. So subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 14, remuneration to members of cabinet appointed bodies, $1 million. Can I get some clarification with respect to that?
What do you want to know?
It's a new subject.
You said cabinet appointed bodies. How many bodies exist? And the list of members for these cabinet appointed bodies.
Information will be provided.
Thank you.
Member for Point of Bear, you vacate. All right. Item 002, hospitals. Item 003, health centers. Item 004, public health and the environment. Item 005, social services. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 08, rent, lease, office accommodation and storage. An increase of $2 million for the 2019 estimate at $5 million. Can I get an explanation?
It's less than the 2017 actual.
Yes, but where are these rent, lease, office accommodation, storage areas?
That information will be provided.
Thank you. Madam Chair?
Yes.
Another line item. Line item 16, contract employment for 8.7 million for 2019. Just to remind the Minister, an undertaking for those positions and persons.
Member for Kumuta Mansinala.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable Minister, line item 01, if the Honorable Minister can provide how many officers will benefit from the travel and subsistence allowance, please.
Which one is that?
01.
No.
020101, traveling and subsistence.
How many people? Well, I had provided this information before, Madam Speaker. Okay. You provide the information? Okay, yes. What I had provided before was contract employees. This is public officers. The information will be provided.
Member for Gouverneur.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 65, expenses of cabinet appointed bodies, 135,000 is a new sub-item. Again, an undertaking for the number of bodies and list of members, names of the list of members.
I'll provide it for all similar items.
I'll remind you.
Item 002, hospitals. Item 003, health centers, member for Naparima.
003, could you inform the House about the number of health centers and the opening hours, if it is similar to the aspiration in Trinidad to go until 9 in the evening?
There is one health center mentioned in the budget contribution of the member for Tobago East. The Roxborough Health Center will be added to the program to provide a 24/7 service. With respect to the location of all health centers, that information will be provided.
We still on item 003?
Yes.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16, contract employment. The actual estimate in 2017 was 1,889. The revised estimate for 2018-2019 is $600,000.
Same undertaking?
Yes.
I, however, want to point out that I did give the numbers of contract employees in every division, including health.
You give the numbers, but I am interested in the positions also, Minister.
I'm just saying that I gave the numbers already.
Thank you.
So that information is not required to be repeated. We'll provide the positions.
Thank you.
Item 004, public health and the environment, member for Point-a-Peer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 09, Minister, rent, lease, vehicles and equipment. You have an increase of $2,000 for 2019, $2 million, sorry. But in 2017, your actual is $2.3 million. Why would the budgeted for 2018 would be so low at 500,000, then to now come and increase it because to 2 million? Why wouldn't that figure estimate at 20 close to the 2017 actual?
I really don't understand the questions. A little convoluted, but I'll try my best.
Well,
I'll try my best.
You understand?
The 20, I really don't, but I'll try.
Okay, you need clarity?
It's okay. The 2017 actual was 2.36 million.
Correct.
And the 2019 estimate is 2.5 million. There's not much difference.
Correct. The question I'm asking, why would the estimate for 20 be so way off the mark from the 2017 actual and even the 2019 budgeted?
Because vehicles are rented on an as-need basis. So from year to year, it will change, depending on need.
I thought it was just to give a low figure, the estimate.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 28, other contracted services, 2019 estimate 10 million. Can I get a little bit of clarification with respect to other contracted services?
That information will be provided.
Thank you.
Item 005, social services, member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16, contract employment, 2019 estimate 9.7 million. Again, just a reminder for the undertaking.
Sure.
Item 007, probation services. Item Member for Coombe North.
Again, a reminder for line item 16, contract employment, $800,000.
Item 007, probation services. Item 008, litter eradication program, member for Coombe North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item again 16, contract employment for $2.891 million.
Noted. Item 009, gender affairs. Member for Coombe North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16 for 2019 estimate $200,000 for contract employment.
Noted. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 003, health centers. Member for Coombe North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 01, vehicles, $675,000, and undertaken as to how many vehicles we intend to purchase with this.
Noted. Member for Kamuta Manzanilla.
Clarify if they're ambulances or what. Just identify in this particular case what type of vehicle. Thank you.
Excuse me, what item is that? Is it, are you making the same point as Coombe North?
This is 03004?
No, 00301. Item 003, health centers.
We'll get the information for you. I'm told that the preliminary information is it's not ambulances, but I'll get the information for you.
Item 004, public health and the environment, member for Coombe North.
Thank you, Madam. Again, line item 01, vehicles for $2 million for 2019. How many vehicles we intend to purchase?
Noted. Item 005, social services. Member for Coombe North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 01, vehicles for $247,500. How many vehicles we intend to purchase?
Noted. Item 008, litter eradication program. Item 009, gender affairs. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Member for Chaguanas East.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I be able to get some information with respect to line item 06, special social programs? And how many persons, what are these programs? And how many persons would have benefited from this allocation in 2018? And how many you project to benefit in 2019?
What is the program? We'll provide the information.
Page 85.
I can see it.
Member for Coombe North.
The question was asked.
Item, Member for Kamuta Manzanilla.
Thank you. And in line item 08, how many non-profit organizations would have benefited from this contribution, please? You can give it to me at a later time.
08?
Contribution to non-profit organizations.
Right. 0408, okay. 04000508, all right. The information will be provided.
Item 007, households. Member for Faizaban. Item 009, other transfers. Member for Faizaban.
Minister, with regards to item 05, grants towards necessitous patients, allocation of $3 million, can you provide the criteria, the definition for necessitous patients and the number of grants that you expect to be awarded in 2019?
Okay.
And if I may follow up, Madam Chair, 07, Tobago Regional Health, sorry, Minister.
We can only give you an estimate. Can only give you an estimate. It varies from patient to patient.
Sure, and the criteria or
that
definition?
information can be provided.
Thank you. 07, Tobago Regional Health Authority,
Minister, I know that there's a decrease of $71,358,000 to the TRHA. Can you indicate in what way that will impact on the services of the TRHA?
We gave extra 100 million at the mid-year for back pay. So that would have made the allocation for 2018, the revised allocation, 400 million. If you look at the original allocation for 2018, it was 300 million. So this is an increase over the original 2018 allocation.
Minister, if I may just look at the 2017 actual of 417 million, and you estimate for 2019 still less. So I'm just wondering whether that will impact on the services provided by the TRHA.
In 2017, there was back pay as well. So there was back pay in 2017 and there was back pay in 2018. There's no back pay in 2019.
So are you saying that the sum reflects the average that will be allocated for the TRHA without the back pay?
If you take out the back pay in 2017 and you take out the back pay in 2018, this figure that has been provided is adequate at this point in time.
Thank you.
If it needs to be increased, we'll increase it.
Sure. Thank you.
Division 11, Settlement, Urban Renewal, and Public Utilities. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Settlements. Item 004, Electrical Inspectorate. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration, Member for Couva North.
Madam Chair, line item 08, Rent, Lease, Office Accommodation and Storage, 2019 estimate of 2.5 million, an increase by 500,000, just an undertaking as to where these storage areas are located, and office accommodation also.
You want to know where they are?
Where they are,
located?
yes, and
Okay.
yeah.
Information will be provided.
Member for Naparima.
Of the same item, 08, rent lease, if any analysis is done as to the rental purchase option so that we get value for money. I see it here and there may be a justification. I'm saying it there may be, but we need to get.
I would assume so.
Yes, so we'll get the analysis and if it is done in future so that all of us get value for money.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16, contract employment for 3.3 million for 2019, an increase by 300,000. Also, Madam Chair, line item 42, street lighting for 2 million in 2019. I see here that there were no estimates for 2017, 2018. So if it's a new sub-item. So if the minister can give us with respect to location of the street lighting program, where exactly is this being implemented for 2 million?
All over the island.
Okay. All over the island.
You asked me where it was.
How many street lights?
We can provide that information, but you asked me where. I said all over the island.
Thank you.
I already gave an undertaking to answer that question. That was already asked by Couva North. So I've given that undertaking.
Yeah,
no, the Couva North also asked for the numbers.
Member for Naparima.
The maintenance of vehicles, I see 100,000 is estimated. That may be a good thing because I see no item for purchase of vehicles. So in their consideration would be given to the inclusion of a maintenance for vehicles in other areas.
It is provided in other areas. All over the place.
Thank you.
All over the island.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Item 002, settlements. Item 003, labor. Item 004, electrical inspectorate.
You don't have it in
Subhead
planning and
03, maintenance, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, settlements. Item 003, labor. Item 004, electrical inspectorate. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 007, households. Division 12, planning and development. Subhead 01.
There are no allocations there, Madam Speaker.
So can we go into Division 13? Division 13, sport and youth affairs. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 08, rent, lease, office accommodation and storage for 1.263 million. I see this as a new item, so an undertaking, please, with respect to the office, the storage areas and office accommodations, location and the cost. Also line item 16, contract employment, again an undertaking for the cost for the revised estimate for 2019, sorry, the estimate for 1.5 million. Also, Madam Chair, I am seeing a new sub-item on line 22, line item 22, short-term employment, 500,000, also an undertaking with respect to the list of these positions. Yes, and that's it.
Sure.
Item 002, sport. Item 003, youth. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Member for Couva North.
Again, Madam Chair, 01 vehicles, $334,000, just the number of vehicles they intend to purchase.
Item 002, sport. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Again, line item 01 vehicles, $643,000, the number of vehicles we intend to purchase.
Item 003, youth.
Yes, Madam Chair. Line item 01 vehicles for $875,200. How many vehicles we intend to purchase?
Maxi and a motor car.
Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 02, assistance to sporting organizations, $2 million for fiscal year 2019. Can I get an undertaking to get a list of those sporting organizations and how much monies?
It only happens when they make a request.
Well, I see here for 2018 you have estimates and a revised estimates. Do we have some organizations benefiting for the year 2018? Thank you. Can I get a listing of those?
No, not 18. These are the 2019 estimates we're dealing with.
Yeah, but if you are giving assistance to sporting organizations, it is obvious that you give on a yearly basis. So whatever organizations exist in 2018, I don't think you're going to kick them out
Remember,
for 2019.
I think we went through this before, you know. These are the 2019 estimates, not the 2018 estimates.
All right. Well,
Member for Chaguanas East.
Excuse me. Line item 03, Youth Development Program. What is this program about? 500,000.
The information will be provided.
Item 007, households. Honorable members, we will now move on to the draft estimates of the development program. Subhead 09, Development Program Consolidated Fund, page 20. Item 003, Economic Infrastructure, pages 20 to 26. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item, 143, improvement to beaches and landing facilities.
That's on page 20.
Yes, page 20. I see no allocation in 2019. Am I to assume that all improvement to beaches and landing facilities have been completed?
No.
So is that, Minister, you just don't intend to budget for those projects this year, for the new fiscal year?
No.
Can you explain?
We do intend the Tobago House of Assembly will be authorized to borrow up to $300 million by the Minister of Finance, and that is for the development programs.
So they'll be borrowing.
It would include improvements to beaches and landing facilities. In fact, the Secretary for Finance, when I had asked them to give me some idea of what they wanted to borrow for, he did indicate that they wanted to borrow to improve their landing and fishermen and beach facilities and so on. So they will be borrowing for that in fiscal
project.
2019.
Thank you. Madam Chair, under Land Management Services, 463 Agricultural Access Roads for Tobago. Now, in 2017, we had 44,900,000 actual. In 2018, we have an estimate of 24 million and a revised estimate of 44 million. And for fiscal year 2019, we have an amount of 15 million. Minister, would you give an undertaking, to give us a list of these roads for 2019 you intend to improve agricultural access roads for the cost of 15 million?
I'll request the information from the THA as to which roads they intend to use this allocation for and provide it.
Thank you.
Member for Caroni East.
The question was asked, it was under 463.
Member for Caroni Central.
Research and development. There's a fair increase there for research and development. And I wanted to understand where the research effort was going.
But the list is there. It's all there.
All of these here?
Yeah. Development of the banana industry.
All of these things in the
invasive
root
plant
crop,
control.
Okay.
Urban forestry.
Okay, so it's broken down into all of these
things.
things.
Air quality monitoring into
All right, I understand.
Wildlife Nature Park.
Member for Shagona East.
Madam Chair, I'll wait until page 26. I noticed you called it, sir.
Member for Couva North.
Line item 580, Urban Forestry Program.
That's on page 21.
Page 21, I'm seeing a 2019 estimate for 2.3 million. Minister, can you just give an undertaking as to where these monies are going to be plugged into for this program? Exactly what, to do what?
Okay.
Okay, and can I move on also, Madam Chair? The line item 608, page 21, Lure Wildlife Nature Park. I see this as a new project for 2 million. Minister, again, can you give an undertaking to give an explanation as to where exactly these monies are going into for this nature park? 2 million. Is it that you are starting it up? I don't know.
This is, Lura is, I'm told, close to Goodwood, which is on the east coast of Tobago, as you head towards Belgarden. And this is a new project to create this nature park in that location, basically.
Member for Shogunus West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 465 on page 20, Roxborough Hyperbaric Facility. There has been no allocation over a 3-year period. Is there an alternative hyperbaric facility in that part of Tobago in which diving is part of the allure?
Page 20.
Item 46.
465.
Page 20.
Or something.
What?
Okay, it's maintained by the Regional Health Authority.
So there is an existing.
But it's maintained by the Regional Health Authority.
Member for
It's no
Shogunus
longer
West.
here.
Member for Shogunus West.
Item 603 on page 21, mangrove systems inventory and monitoring. Does this include the monitoring of the no man's land mangrove?
It's mangrove generally in Tobago? Yes, and the answer is yes.
Member for Shogunus East. You still waiting?
Yeah, waiting.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm on page 23 under tourism. Line item 268, Fort King George Heritage Park. Line item 282, Mount Irvin Beach Facility. I see an allocation for $1 million each for 2019. Minister, can you give an update with respect to where these monies are going to go with respect to these projects?
You mean how they're going to be spent?
How they're going to spend, sorry. How
Yeah,
they're
sure.
going to be spent?
Yeah, yeah.
Member for Couva South.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. Under 602 on page 21, I see there was no allocation in 2017 and 2018 for air quality monitoring in Tobago, and now there's an allocation of 2.5 million. Could the Minister provide some information as it relates to this line item?
They're going to monitor the quality of the air in Tobago.
THA be using any specific entity to conduct this exercise, and how will they be engaged?
That information will be provided.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Page 23, Minister, line item 310, restoration of historical sites for 1.4 million. Can we get an undertaking for a list of those historical sites?
Yes.
Member for Kabuta Mansanilla.
Thank you. 2 line items, 542, page 21. I see there's no allocation. Is it that the installation of the sea defense wall is completed?
This is the Coastal Zone Protection Program.
Yeah. And on page 23, line item 7.
Just 1 minute, just 1 minute.
So long. What's the line item that is concerning you?
Item 542 on page 21, Coastal Zone Protection Program.
That one, 542. That will be part of the borrowing program.
And 774, page 23. How many rivers are there to be desilted? How many rivers are there in Tobago to be desilted?
773 on page 23.
Desilting of rivers, 800,000.
774.
774.
I will find out.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Page 25, line item 523, major improvement works on secondary roads. Now, in 2017, the allocation was 28.3 million. In 2018, the estimate was 11 million. The revised estimate for 2018 is 27.5 million. And then I am seeing 2019 estimate for 8 million. Is it, Minister, is it that these works are near to completion?
No.
Can you explain the low estimate for 2019 at 8 million?
Part of the borrowing program.
Okay. And exactly what this 8 million would be paid or would be given for? What area of work?
I'll see if I can get a list of roads for you.
All right, thank you. Madam Chair, 678 Milford Road Bridges. 10 million was allocated for 2017, and for the revised estimate for 2018, 10 million. I'm seeing now for 2019, 8 million. And for the resurfacing program, 8 million for 2019. Again, Minister, is this for with respect to the borrowing arrangement that you have?
No, it's an allocation of 8 million for bridges on Milford Road.
With respect to the resurfacing program for 8 million, exactly how many roads you intend to resurface?
I'll get the information on what their program is.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, 696, rehabilitation of the Claude Noel Highway. There was an 2018 estimate of 11.8 million, a revised estimate of the same amount, and I'm seeing a reduced estimate of 7 million. Minister, can you clarify?
Sure. It's an ongoing program, and I'll get details of what is planned for 2019.
Okay.
Member for Carney Central.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask a question on the business services, page 24.
Page?
24.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yes, okay. Under Enterprise Development 002, I wanted to ask how many enterprises we are talking about there. And under 003,
page 24, excuse me, page 24, G
Business Incubator Program.
002 Enterprise Development, and then 003 Business Incubator Program.
I want to ask how many businesses were incubated in the last year, or how many are budgeted for. And under 019 Enterprise Assistant Grant Program, I wanted to know what enterprises. You don't have to give the answers now.
Sure, but I mean, be aware that this is based on applications, so that a definitive answer may not be possible. It's a provision for the coming year.
Member for Kamuta Manzanilla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On page 23, I just wanted to find out if line item 747, the Roxborough River, page 23, line item 747, the Roxborough River. Is this the same?
774?
No, 747.
Okay.
Yeah, airplane.
Right.
Yeah. The Roxborough River. And yes, I just wanted to find out if this river and the same item, line item 774, so it's 747 and line item 774. If why is it separated? I just want to know why it's separated. If we're dealing with the Silton. And
Is it?
yeah.
The 774 is very specific. Desilting. There are other things that you do in a river. You pave rivers, you build walls, you do realignment, and so on. So this is other types of work other than desilting. Straightening, realignment, walling, and paving.
Member for Couva South.
Madam Chair, my question was asked.
Member for Naparima.
Peter Siparia.
Member for Siparia.
Madam, under other economic services, under D tourism, 282, Mount Irving Beach Facility, I see an estimate of $1 million allocated, but I saw an advertisement in the newspaper, Minister, correct me if I'm wrong, for the sale of Mount Irving. Now, I don't know, this says beach facility, so I don't know if the beach facility is different from the hotel.
Yes, it is.
So this is not the item that is up for sale.
You can't sell
Mount Irving
Mount Irving Beach Facility. That's a public facility. You can't sell that.
So the hotel is for sale. It's
the
different.
hotel, I don't know if the hotel is for sale. I can't associate myself with those remarks. But I know that the Mount Irving Beach Facility is a public facility that is not up for sale.
Thank you.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 838, page 27, Seamless Education Program in Tobago. I'm seeing a revised estimate for 21 million. For
Pages are.
I'm not sure we've reached theirs yet. So can you defer and let me take member from Shogunas East?
On page 26, yes, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Once you're within
Okay.
the economic infrastructure.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Line item 814, teacher training program, has been increased in the allocation in 2019 for additional 800,000.
You are now into social infrastructure?
Yeah.
All right, so.
So if you want to announce it first and then I guess. Yeah, I could go ahead with the question.
No, just now, we're still in economic infrastructure. Don't mind the pages are the same.
Okay.
Okay, member for Superior.
Under other economic, I see here on the line, page 24, 349, line 349, Tobago Tourism Agency. I know this is a new agency when DTC was split, but I see $10 million being allocated. And if Mr. could kindly give us an idea, this is under the DP now. What are the plans for spending of this 10 million in 2019?
It's 5.
Sorry, yeah, that was revised last year, 5 million.
Information will be provided.
Thank you.
Member for Karen East.
Social infrastructure, when you reach there.
Member for Naparima.
Thank you, Chair. On page 24, item G009, the Enterprise Development Company of Tobago, found it? Page 24, 009.
Under G Business Services.
Right, and I just wanted to find out the mandate of this company, and in that context, what explains the actual was 15 million in 2017, and the estimate in 2019 is 5 million, which means, is that the startup cost in 2017, or an attempt to reduce the remit of that company?
No, it's simply an allocation. This is the Cove Industrial Estate Company.
What does it do, please?
It is in charge of the Cove Industrial Estate.
And in that regard, how do you explain the $10 million reduction?
What $10 million
From 2017, the actual was 15. It's 10 million. And the estimate is 5 million.
We are in 2019.
Yes, and the estimate in 2019 is 5 million.
Right, and I am told that it's adequate for what they need to do. They had some construction work previously, and this is adequate for 2019.
I need some help, because you say it's the Cove.
No, just a minute.
Right.
Do you want to know what this 5 million is for?
No, I need to know, yes, in the context of the remit of the organization. And you don't tell me Cove. What does Cove do?
It's an industrial development estate.
Right. And how is the money going to be spent?
In developing the infrastructure on the estate.
For example?
Help me, because in the 15 million, one would have thought that there would have been a significant component of infrastructure development.
Madam Chairman,
yes.
I can provide information with respect to the 2019 estimate. The 2019 estimate is 5 million.
Right.
It is not 15 million.
Go ahead.
I can provide information with respect to the 5 million.
Right.
And I will get the technocrats to do a short brief on this, and it will be provided.
Thank you. One paragraph.
All right, so we now go on to item 004, social infrastructure, and I invite the member.
003 on page 25, under transport and communication, please.
Yes, Member Mr. Bria.
Thank you, Madam. D, roads and bridges, major improvement works on secondary roads, an allocation of 8 million. My questions are, what is the status of this project? Given that there is a reduction in the allocation, has there been any significant change in the areas of responsibility and spending plans to account for that reduction?
This question was already asked in a different way by another member, and I gave an undertaking to provide details of what the 8 million will be spent on.
Further, under line 696, rehabilitation of the Claude Noel Highway, allocation of.
That question was also asked by another member,
But we
and
are
I
on this
gave,
line
I
item.
gave,
But,
that question
sir,
was
what
asked
the
by
que-
another member.
Well, what was the question? It was asked. You
What
haven't even
is
heard
this
my question.
allocation for? And what,
I have not
what's the
even
provision?
asked the question.
Member, let the question be asked.
Maybe something was asked about the highway, but I have not asked any question.
Member for Superior, please proceed. Yes.
To
Go ahead.
ask.
Ask your
Thank you, madam. Under 696, rehabilitation of the Claude Noel, the 7 million. There has been a decrease, maybe that's the question asked. Any significant change in areas of responsibility and therefore to account for the decrease? What is the status of this project? Who are the contractors responsible for this project? What was the criteria for selecting these contractors and the tendering process that was used? What is the total cost and completion date of this work on this highway?
This is an ongoing project.
I know.
So that many of those questions will not apply, because we are talking future tense. But I will give the same undertaking I gave to the member for Couva North, that I will find out what this allocation of $7 million is for and how they intend to spend it.
And the possible completion date of the project?
It's an ongoing project.
So it will go on forever?
I expect it to go on for all of 2019.
If it's an ongoing project, the question is asked, which contractors are responsible for this project? And,
No, the
and the total cost and the anticipated completion date. All this must be part of the request for proposal.
All right, one at a time, please.
The rehabilitation of the Claude Noel Highway is an ongoing project.
Yes.
And an allocation has been made in 2019 of $7 million. And I will provide details of what that $7 million is intended to be spent on.
And who are the contractors, etc.?
That would not,
questions are to
that
ask.
does not necessarily apply. They may procure contractors later on in the fiscal year. I'll provide details.
I'm not satisfied, but we'll go on.
Okay, fine. I'll provide as much information as possible. Yes, we have taken note of every question asked by Siparia, and the information as whatever is available will be provided.
Carney East.
Yeah, you've moved on to social
Not
infrastructure.
as yet.
Right, okay.
Okay, so I'm now ready. Item 004, social infrastructure, member for Shogunas East.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 814, teacher training program. Might we get some information with respect to that program? What type of teachers is the training going to be conducted entirely on the island in Tobago, or is it going to be in Trinidad and Tobago? So number one, what types of teachers, if we could get some idea of this teacher training program?
Across the board in terms of the type of teachers, and they have a teacher training center in Tobago itself, where the training will be done.
How many persons we expect, how many teachers in the primary, secondary, and tertiary?
That information will be provided.
Okay.
Member for Couva North.
Madam Chair, line item 838, page 27, Seamless Education Program, Tobago. In 2018, there was an estimate of 21 million, then a revised estimate of 21 million, and in 2019, 5 million was estimated. Minister, can you account for such drastic decrease?
Our program it's coming to an end. So why have it? So that is okay. A Apparently, the revised estimate is not accurate, and the program is now starting up.
Revised estimate is not accurate, so what is it supposed to be, Minister?
I can't tell you that yet. When we get the actual, you can get that information.
And this program is now starting up. Is this for the entire education sector, seamless education
No,
program
it's
Tobago?
for
Where exactly
5
is it to be implemented?
It is for 5 early childhood centers.
Mm-hmm.
And we can give you the locations.
All right, and you'll give me the estimate for 2019, right? Because
Can't
this
give
is
you-
inaccurate.
No, not 2019.
For?
I cannot give you the actual for 2018 yet. That will be available sometime next year.
Okay.
What I do know is that the 21 million that is here as the revised estimate is not accurate.
Okay, thank you.
Member for Caroni East.
770. New construction of Scarborough RC.
Excuse me?
770.
Thank you.
That's Goodwood High School.
New construction of
He's
Scarborough
on page
RC.
26.
Yeah,
On page
page 26. So,
B, primary schools.
Honorable Minister, what I'm seeing here is the total cost of Scarborough RC Primary going to be 75 million plus 14 million plus 6 million. Is it going to be 95 million, the cost of the Scarborough RC Primary? 75 million was spent in 2017, 14 in 2018, and 6 in 2019. $95 million for a primary school, Honorable Minister? When we built them in Trinidad for $17 million and $15 million to bring 650 students in a school? This is madness. 95 million for a primary school?
The school has already been opened, so the 6 million is just to deal with the final account.
So the cost is how much, Minister?
I can give you details of what the $6 million will be spent on.
But you have spent 89 million already.
I can give you details of what the 6 million in 2019 will be spent on.
Right, but what I've seen is 75 plus 14 means that they have been spent on the Scarborough RC Primary already.
I can give you details of what the 6 million in 2019 is for.
All right, 89 million plus 6 million, 95 million.
I can give you details
Okay, can
of
I
the 6
just ask
million
one
in
more question
2019.
on 784? This 5 million for the childhood centers, which we are very happy about, but how many childhood centers are going to?
838, member?
784.
784, okay.
How many early childhood education
I will
centers?
get that information and provide it for you.
Well, it's supposed to be 5 starting, but I
I
don't
will
know.
get that information and provide it for you.
We want to wish you well.
Madam, page 26, establish 784, line item, childhood centers, establishment of. I know the minister mentioned under the seamless education, which is on the other page, a 5 million for the childhood centers. And here there's another 5 million for childhood centers. I'm very happy for these centers, madam. If minister could kindly tell us how many, the location, and cost per center.
I just gave an undertaking to the member for Caroni East to provide whatever information is available with respect to that $5 million item for childhood centers.
This is another 5 million, minister.
No, I was
There are
talking
two
about
5 millions for childhood.
member for Superior. The member for Caroni East asked me about 784,
Which is?
the same one you just asked me about.
No, he asked you about the RC.
You just asked about 784.
Thank you for your undertaking.
I will provide the information
I am very
for the other
grateful, sir.
5 and for this one too.
Thank you.
Member
You're
for
welcome.
10 minutes.
Member
You're
for
welcome.
Shawness East.
I'm okay.
Member for Naparima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Page 27, 764. The Young Scholars Program. I take it that this is to offer scholarships, and if it is, then this seems inadequate. 200,000 to promote scholarship in Tobago.
Okay, so you want to know what that program is about?
For-
Yes.
And why the low figure?
is not a scholarship program per se. It is simply to help persons who have excelled in the educational system in Tobago. Top of the class.
At all levels?
Top, well, people have excelled.
But it's, 200 seems inadequate in the context of the 600 for vehicles.
It's not a scholarship. It's to provide them
assistance. Well, assistance is tuition and with books. Okay.
It's not a scholarship.
Just look at this figure. I think it's inadequate.
It's simply to provide young scholars with some assistance.
You could take from a vehicle or two and put here.
Member for Superior.
Page 28, 546, the new Scarborough Library. What is the status of this project? It's an ongoing project. And possible completion date and completion cost. 546 on page 28, the Scarborough Library. 2019, 1 million. What is the 1 million to be spent on? What is the status of where the school has reached? It's an ongoing project. Libraries are
finishing. Has been completed and is fully functional and in operation for many years. We will determine what that 1 million is for.
Okay.
Member for Chaguanas West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 495 and item 509 on page
28.
On page 28.
Thanks.
The Chief Secretary's Award for Excellence in Science, Teaching, Research, Innovation, Development, and Empowerment. I want to know what is the criteria used to determine this? What is the program that you have in place that will allow the Chief Secretary to give an award of this nature? And secondly, with respect to Tobago SciTech Exposition, is that award linked to that exposition? Because there's an allocation for that exposition of $500,000. So together there is almost $1 million invested in SciTech in that area.
I'll find out, but I doubt they're linked. But I'll get the information for you.
Member for Chaguanas East.
Same page 28, line items 513 and 533. Are these connected in any way? Are they separate entities? And if you can help me by telling me where they are located.
Well, the first one is located in Roxborough.
No, but where? Because there used to be...
In Roxborough.
Is any of these facilities located in the Roxborough Secondary School?
It's the Roxborough Trade Center. That is not in the school, as far as I know.
Can you tell us, is it possible to find out what programs, I know it's trade programs, how many students at each of this facility?
Yes. That will be provided.
And the programs that are conducted at these two facilities?
I think you just asked me that, but that will be provided.
All right.
Member for Naparima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On page 28, item 503, establishment of a consortium of retired educators and specialist teachers. Could we get some? Could you enlighten the House as
there is no allocation for that in 2019.
Okay.
And therefore, I cannot answer your question.
Okay.
Member for Kabuta Mansinella.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to follow up on a question that was asked earlier, 495. Is the award, is it automatic? Is it that that is once a person is identified, whether it's in the newspapers or what, that is automatic, or do you have to apply and provide your results to qualify for such a very prestigious award?
I gave an undertaking to the member for Caroni, for Chaguanas West, to provide the criteria for these awards. I believe when that answer is given to the member of Chaguanas West, it will answer your question, which is virtually identical.
Item 005, multi-sectoral and other services. Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $2,210,630,000 for Head 15 Tobago House of Assembly stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The sum of $2,210,630,000 for Head 15 Tobago House of Assembly shall now stand part of the schedule. Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago. Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, $40,973,000. I will now invite the Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister to make a brief opening statement, not exceeding 5 minutes. I want to thank the members of the Tobago House of Assembly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Central Administrative Services Tobago, which is placed under the Office of the Prime Minister in 2015, is responsible for the coordination of all matters related to Tobago under Central. There are three main sections to this department: Administrative Services, the Meteorological Services Division, and Registrar General. Accomplishments for past fiscal include, in terms of our NGO community, we were able to assist 32 organizations. A new file tracking system was purchased and will be implemented to improve function in the registry section. The Registrar General's office continues to provide services to members of the public. The Weights and Measures Unit continue working in collaboration with the Bureau of Standards in Trinidad in the rollout of the new Metrology Act. Outlook for 2019, increase in staff for the addition of a health and safety officer and other support staff to improve the efficiency of services delivered and to ensure legal compliance with health and occupational standards, the acquisition of an automated weather observing system, ground station, and radar equipment for the meteorological services, and the acquisition of an asset management and stores inventory system to secure the assets of the Office of the Prime Minister, Central Administrative Services, Tobago. I thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $40,973,000 for Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, stand part of the schedule. Honorable members, the sum of $40,973,000 for Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, is comprised of monies proposed for expenditure under the following subheads and items to be found in the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure and the draft estimates of development program. We shall now proceed to consider the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, page 64. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Trade and Industry. Item 005, Meteorological Services. Item 007, Registrar General. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration, member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 16, contract employment, seen an increase by 500,000 for $2 million for 2019. So to remind the Minister with the undertaking to give us a list of positions and persons for contract employment for $2 million for 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Also, short-term employment, 715,000, an increase by 142,000. Same undertaking list of positions. Line item 43, security services, 2.3 million for 2019, an increase by 151,000. Minister, can you care to clarify with respect to security services?
Security at our head office in Tobago and also up at Registrar General's office.
What accounts for the increase, though, by 151,000? increase in fees and?
No, actually, that's for the Met, the new building.
Okay.
That's additional for government.
All right. And line item 66, hosting of conferences, seminars, and other functions, 200,000 for 2019, and increased by 110,000. Can you clarify with respect to that, the increase?
We have been having a number of activities on the island, creating awareness about the Office of the Prime Minister's Central Administrative Services Tobago and hosting a number of different activities in collaboration with agencies. And also, I would have mentioned in my budget speech, we'd have hosted the Republic Day Parade for the second year in Roxborough.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Item 002, Trade and Industry. Item 005, Meteorological Services. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Line 16, contract employment. For 2019, 400,000 is estimated. That is an increase by 280,000. Again, an undertaking from the Minister for positions, a list. Also, line item 17 for training, an increase by 114,000. Minister, you care to clarify?
There are a number of mandatory training that the officers have to attend, so we're hoping that they'll be able to pursue those this year.
Thank you.
Item 007, Registrar General. Subhead 04, current. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 005, Meteorological Services. Item 007, Registrar General. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Honorable Member for Kamutu Mansinella.
Thank you. Just if the Honorable Minister can identify the number of non-profit organizations. That's line item 00501.
Yeah. Okay. We assisted 31 this last fiscal, and we're hoping to do more this fiscal. You want me to call them out? Okay.
Get it in writing.
Subhead. Honorable members, we will now move on to the draft estimates of development program. Subhead 09, Development Program, Consolidated Fund, page 41. Item 005, Multi-sectoral and Other Services. Member for Couva North.
Thank you, Madam Chair. G, equipment and vehicles. We on that, right? I can go to that. 003, equipment for meteorological services. I'm seeing an increase by 10.3 million. Minister, you care to clarify? Not an increase, sorry. An estimate for 2019, 10.3 million. Can you clarify a bit with respect to equipment for this division?
Okay, during the budget debate, with my contribution, I would have noted that we were looking to acquire equipment for the building we'd have moved into to ensure that we maintain world standard and to improve our ability at forecasting, also to assist with the new airport and the current airport. So flights land more safely, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $40,973,000 for head 16, Central Administrative Services Tobago, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The sum of $40,973,000 for head 16, Central Administrative Services Tobago, now stands part of the schedule. Honorable members, I think there's agreement that we should take the suspension now. We shall resume at 6 o'clock.